It hurts. The head seemed to be split open, and it hurt everywhere, shaking and hurting even more. Chen Qingtian stopped his death-seeking actions. He tried his best to open his eyes and stare at everything in front of him. The strange thatched cottage, simple and dilapidated. A rotten smell came out of his nostrils. Chen Qingtian was choked to cough continuously, his cheeks were flushed, and he was almost out of breath. A small hand stretched out from the side, and patted Chen Qingtian's back forcefully. The uncomfortable feeling disappeared, and it was a little better. Chen Qingtian turned around in doubt, and a little kid came into view, thin and tired, with wide-eyed eyes, staring at Chen Qingtian. Simple and honest. Not too smart. Chen Qingtian tried his best to recall everything about himself and the children. Without memory, he traveled through time. But did not bring memory, a strange self, a strange world. Whose child? Did you go to the wrong place? Just when Chen Qingtian was about to ask, the child spoke first. Father, are you finally awake? If you don't wake up, my son will have to bury you. Listen. Do you speak human words? Is this what the son said to Laozi? Nizi, stop for the old man. Wait, what did he call me? Father? I am his father and he is my son? I have a son? Chen Qingtian's mind went blank, he couldn't accept this reality for the time being. I am a good young man, how could I get married and have children? Monster, show your true colors. Tried hard to remember, but didn't remember. Enduring the pain, Chen Qingtian asked, Hey, little friend, you can eat indiscriminately, but you can't talk indiscriminately. You say I am your father? The child nodded, his big eyes fixed on Chen Qingtian. Even less smart, what should I do? My son seems a little dumb. If it wasn't for his son, Chen Qingtian would have labeled him mentally handicapped. The child slapped Chen Qingtian again, very hard. Chen Qingtian was almost bleeding from his slap, he turned his head and glared at the child. The child was not afraid, and stared at Chen Qingtian stubbornly. Father, I am your son, don't you recognize me? It's me, your good son, look at me again, do you recognize me? Chen Qingtian shook his head. No, I don't have a rebel like you. Knowing that I just woke up, give me 2 slaps, you want me to lie down again. How can a son always think about burying his father? We are definitely not biological. In a quarter of an hour, Chen Qingtian accepted the reality. He, Chen Qingtian, was a middle-aged uncle. His chin was covered with a beard and his hair was disheveled. Chen Qingtian couldn't accept the self in the mirror. The person he crossed over was an uncle. One of the 3 poor middle-aged people likes to drink. Last night, after drinking all night, I fell down on the way back, was found by my son, and dragged back. The back of the head hurts, several lumps. Chen Qingtian couldn't help thinking of an image, his son, dragging his feet, bumping his head behind him. Forget about it. It hurts to think about it. He is now concerned about where his daughter-in-law is. I have a son, but I cannot live without a daughter-in-law. The son's eyes flickered, and there was a trace of sadness in his eyes. He said sadly, My mother died. She died of dystocia when she gave birth to me. After that, my father has been drinking and never sober. In his memory, he had never seen his mother. It was raised by his father, and he got some information from other people. He knew everything about his mother when he was young. I heard that my mother is gentle, beautiful, and a great beauty. My father used to work very hard, never drank too much alcohol, and occasionally drank 2 glasses. The family is doing well, although they are a little poor, but the situation has improved. After years of hard work, they can move to the town instead of staying in a place where birds don't shit. Near their home, surrounded by mountains, is a good place. A quiet place, no one knows when he died. I've been drinking too much? The son nodded. I didn't care about you. The son nodded again. Then how did you survive until now? The son wanted to nod, raised his head quickly, and said with a blink of an eye, with the help of my aunt, I will also look for food myself. Then, there was the resentful look in his son's eyes. He supported himself and his drunken father. If there is a composition to write, his title must be, My Alcoholic Father. Every day is not drinking, is on the way to drink. Fortunately, Chen Qingtian drinks alcohol, he won't get drunk, and he won't fight. Cough cough. It is not easy for my son to live to this day. How tenacious is the vitality. Chen Qingtian couldn't help but feel sorry for his son. He looked 6 or 7 years old and had already learned to take care of himself. Rural children get married early. Another half an hour of fantasy. Chen Qingtian thought about what kind of world this world is. His son has little knowledge and can understand very little. How is he going to survive? The thatched cottage starts with nothing. All around are mountains. Chen Qingtian walked out of the room with difficulty, looked up, good guy, there are mountains besides mountains. The air is filled with the smell of seawater, which is salty and refreshing. Am I on an island? He can't go to see it now, and he will go to see it after he recovers. After a while, the son came. Father, eat. A good son for his father. Although the food is not good, there is not much. Chen Qingtian burst into tears. Thank you for your hard work. The son looked up and smirked. Chen Qingtian is more determined in his opinion. My son is a bit silly. While eating, Chen Qingtian suddenly remembered that he still didn't know his son's name. Son. What's your name? Then, the son looked at Chen Qingtian like a ghost. If he hadn't watched his father wake up with his own eyes, he would have suspected that his father was not his father, but someone else was pretending. Father, don't scare me. I am your son Garp, your son. You gave me the name, have you forgotten? Son. Oh. Garp stood up in shock. The meal was not good, he had no appetite. Chen Qingtian's behavior was too weird. After waking up, he looked very strange. Including now, after hearing his name, my father was stupid. Obsessed. Stupid. He keeps saying things like, my son is Garp. My son is Garp. I am Garp's father, etc. Father. Garp was afraid that his father would be stupid, so he hurriedly pushed his father, but Chen Qingtian didn't respond. Garp stood up and extended his hand to slap him. Snapped. This slap is hard enough. The rice spurted out of his throat, and Chen Qingtian almost fell to the ground. Don't look at your son as young, strength is no joke. Chen Qingtian turned his head sideways. Garp let out a breath. Father, you are finally sober, you scared your son to death. Chen Qingtian didn't blame his son, there was a dull pain behind his back. His good son beat his father again. There is no reason for this. Is there any reason? Ding. The caring system is very happy to serve you. In order to cultivate 5 good young people in the new era, the caring system will do everything possible. Let's spread love to every corner and fill the world with love. Awesome. System? Here comes my cheat? Traveler benefits? Chen Qingtian was ecstatic. In the dangerous world of One Piece, he couldn't survive without any means. Pirates are everywhere. Maybe there are countless pirates on this island. They don't have eyes. You don't provoke them. If they are in a bad mood, they will provoke you, and then torture and slaughter you fiercely. Caring for the system? What's the use? Ding, it's a pleasure to serve you. What is your role? Ding, it's a pleasure to serve you. Chen Qingtian took a deep breath. He seemed to have bumped into a system that wasn't very smart. Why come to me, are not very smart. So is the sun, and so is the system. My son, hey, Garp, the marine hero in the world of One Piece, the heroic and domineering Garp the Fist. Looking down, the silly son is a little silly. No, I can't make my stupid son stupid, I want to make him a talent. Ding. Caring for the next generation is the responsibility of every father, and it is every father's dream to hope that their children will become dragons. Mission. It's time for young sons to accept their father's love. Punch 100,000 times, one day. Reward. Marine 6 Styles Iron Body. I, Mr. Chen, took it. Son, for your happiness, Dad gave everything. Everything for the child. It's just 100,000 punches, not much, and it can be done soon. After eating, Chen Qingtian called his son to stop. Today's task is not to go out to find food, but to study. Garp, my son, it's time for you to study too, you can't hang out all day. Playing will only make us lazy and fall into endless laziness. You will be useless in the future. In order for you to become a successful person, Dad, I have decided. Starting today, I will educate you, ahem, and love. Garp stared at Chen Qingtian. What my grudge father was going to do. What did he say? Educate me. Why do you care about me now after neglecting me for so many years? I'm not going to play, I'm going to work. My son doesn't work, what shall we eat? You see, Nizi, dare to refute your father, you must have never experienced social beatings. No, you can't let your son be arrogant, you have to educate him quickly. When all the Marine 6 styles are in hand, Chen Qingtian will educate him well. What is the head of the family and what is the status of the family? From today onwards, you don't need to do these jobs. What do you do for children? The first thing you have to do is study, not work. As the saying goes, if you don't study today, you will become useless tomorrow. Do you want to be a piece of shit? Son Garp shook his head. Know how to cooperate with me, very good, you still have help. In that case, you go stand there and punch 100,000 times. Garp stood still, obeying his father's orders. He didn't want to go, but his father lifted his neck, unable to resist. Children are always children, with great strength. Son of a dog, I almost couldn't hold him down. Chen Qingtian almost capsized in the gutter, Fortunately, he has a strong body and a lot of strength. Punch 100,000 times, one time must be done, and it must be completed within today. If you can't finish it, he. Chen Qingtian's smile terrified Garp, and his father's evil smile was so scary. If you can't beat it, what should you do? Do it obediently. Punch 100,000 times, within today, brother, do you want to kill me? According to punching once a second, 60 times a minute, 3,600 times an hour, 100,000 times is about 27 hours. If you punch 2 times a second, 7,200 times an hour, 14 hours is enough. Regardless of his tiredness, the further you go to the back, the easier it is to get tired. Garp's speed is very fast, at least punching 3 times a second, the speed is not slow, boy. Keep this frequency all the time, and it can be done in 9 hours. 15, 25, 40 in the blink of an eye, an hour passed. Garp was not yet tired, he punched hard. Every punch is very hard. Can you not get tired of squatting and punching? Forcibly held down by Chen Qingtian, he couldn't use other actions, so he just stepped forward. Since he had to do it, he did his best. Not being able to do half work made Garp even more tired. Difficulty doubled. Every time I punched, my whole body trembled. 2 hours passed, the sun was hot. My son, Garp, was sweating profusely and pumping his fists. 24,000, 24,001, 24,050. The speed is very fast, it has been 24,000 times, and there are still more than 80,000 times. If you were quick, it can be done in the afternoon. Garp's speed slowed down significantly, his movements were not as fast and energetic as before. In the hot sun, he was sweating all over. A son with strong willpower, he never gave up. If he wants to do it, he will definitely do it. Work hard and don't let yourself go. Chen Qingtian, sitting under the shade of a tree, holds water in his left hand, and eats fruit from unknown sources in his right hand. A mouthful of fruit is full of juice, and the taste is awesome. It's delicious and sweet. Gululu. Take a big sip of water, satisfied. Garp's teeth itch, wishing he could punch Chen Qingtian. Chen Qingtian threw a bottle of water to his son, and Garp gulped down. Okay. Continue after drinking the water, don't try to be lazy. Action. Your action is wrong. Chen Qingtian stood up, holding a stick with a thick arm. Walking around Garp freaked out. What does resentful father want to do? Does he want to beat me up? Damn bastard, public revenge. Hold your head high and throw your fist straight. Don't think about those messy things, practice boxing seriously. Do you want to become trash? Do you want to be mediocre for the rest of your life? Don't you want to be a hero and save people from fire and water? Slap. 2 sticks, great pain. Garp suffered the pain, stood up straight, and in his heart, how many times he cursed his bitter father. This is not boxing practice, this is revenge, Kai Guoguo's revenge. If you have the ability, don't bully the small with the big. Father mother f*** Garp muttered. Chen Qingtian approached and said with a smile, what did you say? Terrified, Garp quickly denied, no, I didn't say anything, father. He raised his hand again. Call dad. Garp. I am your father. Humiliation. Wronged. Uncomfortable. Dad. Reluctantly shouted, although he is my real father, but I don't want to call. People are under the eaves and have to call. Garp, don't you want to lose face? One more time. Garp. He shrank his head and asked softly, can I not call? Chen Qingtian smiled even wider. What do you think? I never threaten others to do what I don't want to do. I am Chen Qingtian, the most democratic. Chen Qingtian, who swings the bastard, will strike at any time. Garp said unwillingly, Dad. Chen Qingtian smiled and said, I am your father, remember, don't forget it for me, forget it next time, I'm your dad. What a shame. Garp bowed his head, gritting his teeth. It's so annoying. I really want to resist. When I grow up, I promise to overthrow tyranny and dictatorship. I, Garp, am the head of the family. Time, into the evening. The scorching sun dissipated. Chen Qingtian looked at Garp's son with a smile, he was training hard without any distraction. 99,977, 99,978. Throw your fist once, shout once. The voice became louder and louder. Garp seemed to want to tell Chen Qingtian, I'm about to finish the task, after that you can't restrict me, I need to rest. Sweating profusely, it was him. A day of training, at the last moment. The task given by the system is a little low, 1,000 times, it is not difficult for Garp. People in the world of One Piece generally have a relatively high physique. Their physical fitness, or the degree of physical recovery, and various coefficients are not comparable to humans on Earth. You see how old Garp is, and after punching so many times, he's sweating a little. 99,999, 100,000, with one final punch, Garp goes down. Unable to hold on, he lay on the ground, trembling all over. Tiredness, hunger and thirst all came up. He was gasping for breath, so tired his legs and hands were not his own. The whole person feels disabled. What should I do? Can't move, I'm disabled. Garp said, 100,000 times, too tired, I need to rest for the night. This is for Chen Qingtian to hear. I, Monkey D. Garp, have finished my training. You, Monkey D. Qingtian, can no longer avenge your own personal revenge. Chen Qingtian grinned, he pulled Garp up, folded his arms and said, very good, the task was completed well. Under Dad's hard work and supervision, you have finally taken the first step. Here, first of all, I would like to thank me for my silent dedication. Without my dedication, there would be no first step for you. Dad has had a hard day, you, go and cook for Dad. Remember, there are vegetables and meat, 3 dishes and 1 soup, one must not be missing. Go. Garp pointed at Chen Qingtian, trembling all over. Never seen such a brazen person. He was obviously the one who trained him, so how did he get the credit for his father? It is unreasonable to punish oneself from the moral high ground with a high-sounding and awe-inspiring righteousness. Chen Qingtian immediately said. What about me? Don't hurry up and do it, don't you see that I'm hungry? Are you trying to starve me to death? As soon as these words came out, Garp was speechless. You can't say you can't beat your father, you can't beat him. I have no capital to resist. Obediently go to cook. Turning around, Garp's eyes were red, uncomfortable. Shiitake, bear it. Garp, you're a man, don't cry. If possible, I would like to walk upside down, so that the tears will not flow down. Chen Qingtian was satisfied with his son's attitude, so he put away the stick. Today's love is so strong that his son is moved to tears. Sure enough, I am an excellent father. System. Ding. The mission is complete. Do you want to claim it? Chen Qingtian, don't say anything to get it. Don't say anything. Let me feel it myself. Marine 6 Styles Iron Body Cultivation Experience, tricks, methods, all filled Chen Qingtian's head. It took a quarter of an hour to understand. Chen Qingtian raised his hand and hit his chest with a stick. Iron body. The chest hardened, like an iron body. The stick fell down. Crack. The wooden stick the size of an arm broke. Look at the chest again, there is nothing wrong with it. The power of iron body is so terrifying. His operation was seen by Garp, who came out, and he wanted to stop it. As a result, I saw that the stick was broken. He has personally experienced the hardness of the wooden stick and has a deep memory. The stick is broken. Broken? He touched his chest, and when the stick came down, he had to at least lie down. Garp turned around and went back to cook, but he couldn't beat him, let him go for now. After I exercised for a month, I punished him viciously. At that time, if he has achieved success in cultivation, he will not be able to beat his father if he doesn't believe it. Oh, what a fragile stick. System. The products produced by the system are all high-quality products. Another stick. On the mountain, there are not many things, but many sticks. In the evening, the meal is ready. Requirement met. Chen Qingtian asked his son to tell him what he had done. Garp pointed at his masterpiece and said, Father, 3 dishes and 1 soup are ready. This is mushroom soup, fried mushrooms with vegetables, fried mushrooms with mushrooms, and fried meat with mushrooms. My son worked hard to research it. It's amazing. Sharp. Have a bite. Forget it, I give up eating vegetables, I still eat. You eat more vegetables, you are still young, you need to grow your body. Come on, eat more, you're welcome. I can't wait to give it all to my son. Garp was moved to tears, my father is so kind to me. From now on, he must honor his father well. The moment the dish was eaten, he was silent. Spit it out and dry your lips. Tried the second dish, failed. The third one, failed. Mushroom soup, very salty. 3 dishes and 1 soup, declared a failure. Not for human consumption. Also, why are your mushrooms colored? Where did you get your mushrooms? Garp pointed outside. Under the tree, I saw that they are beautiful in color, and I think they must be delicious. Chen Qingtian. The son of a dog, who framed his father, would never die. Hey, eat me. Punch and kick. Chen Qingtian was relieved when his son spat out everything he ate. Garp asked bitterly, Father, why did you hit me? Chen Qingtian pointed at the mushroom. My son Garp, don't you know that brightly colored mushrooms are basically poisonous? Garp shook his head. Eat it in, even Dad can't save you. Garp lowered his head, fearfully said, Thank you, Father. You're welcome. The son cares so much about the father, How can the father not educate his son well? The scene of loving father and son being filial is staged in the room. Ding. In order to train your son's ability to survive, as a father, you have to educate yourself. How can young people in the new era not understand the challenge of survival? Mission. 3-day extreme challenge, comprehend survival skills, and reward Marine 6 Styles finger pistol. The legendary 3-day hunger and 9 meals? My son is going to start a survival challenge? I'll go. The system is more cruel than me, but I like it. System. Won my heart. This meal is destined to be extraordinary. In the following days, every time Garp thinks about this meal, he thinks of a night, his unbearable past. Since then, Garp has stopped cooking himself. Into the night. Inside the forest, hungry beasts came out to hunt at this moment. The silent forest is full of dangers. Garp was about to rest, and was carried out by his father, all the way to the outside of the forest. Inside, it's a dangerous place, especially at night. The wild beast roared continuously, and he could feel the oppression coming from inside. Garp struggled. Let go of me, Dad. Good son, he knows how to be afraid at this moment and knows how to call Daddy. Those who know current affairs are Junji. My dear son, being a father is also for your own good. In order to train your self-survival, I will let you go into the forest. I don't want to part with you for my father, but for you, my father is willing to let go. Eagle, there will always be a day when you spread your wings and soar. You, go ahead and conquer the forest. In 3 days, go home again. Daddy will miss you, son. My son Garp, go challenge. In the forest at night, horror, danger, and crisis are everywhere. Garp, a little child, but at the age of a child, was thrown into the forest at night by his cruel father. Roar. Ah. The roar of wild beasts continued, and inside the forest, races fought for survival, hunting and killing new lives for each other's lives. They are for survival. Garp, for the revenge of a grudge father. I'm doing it for your own good, don't blame me. I have never felt so disgusted, and I have no way to refute. Woo, father, he just wants to kill me. How can my father throw me into the forest at night? I'm only 7 years old, is that a human thing? Can he be a man? Let me punch 100,000 times during the day, and not give me a rest at night. After eating some food, he spat it out. He was hungry and his hands and feet were tired. Darkness, fear all over the place. Not for 1 night, but for 3 days. For 3 full days, he needs to spend in the forest. His resentful father is probably sleeping at the moment. He must have gone. I turned around and left the forest. It's too dangerous here, it's not suitable for a kid like me. The more Garp thinks about it, the more he feels that his life is his own, and he has to control it in his own hands. I, Garp, cannot be at the mercy of others. Turning around, Garp cautiously, after careful observation, walked out. The next second, he was held down. Looking up, it was my father. Garp was about to explain, man, fly in. The force was so strong that he felt that he was going to make a big noise. Do not. A Luffy flew into the deep, deep depths. Garp fell to the ground, but thanks to the help of trees to relieve some of the force, his buttocks still hurt when he landed. Damn father, he actually stayed outside, he didn't trust me. It makes no sense. Garp couldn't accept the constant abuse. Why do you do this to him? They are father and son. Damn, those beasts are coming. Garp, well aware of the dangers involved. There was too much noise when he landed, so he quickly retreated. Staying where you are will only put you in danger. As soon as we left, several wolves appeared. Smelling the smell of the ground, the wolf chased after it. The smell of prey, very fragrant, very fragrant. And Chen Qingtian, standing on the tree, watching my son run around. Run fast. My son Garp, I don't seem to have to worry about it. Throwing it into the forest is definitely not at ease. Chen Qingtian didn't want to kill his only son, so he had to watch over him. If the future marine heroes die before they grow up, Chen Qingtian will become a sinner. Oh, what a fast pace. The pack of wolves wasn't fast enough. Tisk tisk, he escaped. Unlike Luffy, Garp doesn't have the devil fruit ability, and his survival will be more difficult. Without difficulty, there is no challenge. Standing on it and watching, Chen Qingtian didn't go down to help. It's just a small danger. The strength of the wolves is not high, and they are slightly stronger than ordinary wolves. Twice as big, nothing to be afraid of. Garp was chased all over the world, and he seemed to be tearing down the forest. Chen Qingtian looked at it for an hour and felt hungry. He caught a wolf casually, beat the sap, and dragged the wolf back to make some delicious food. Don't let your stomach go hungry. As for Garp, don't worry, Chen Qingtian can leave with peace of mind. Go home. Skin the wolf, and save the wolfskin, which can be arranged and made into clothes. Meat, grilled and eaten. A wolf eats alone. Chen Qingtian, whose strength has improved, is not afraid of ordinary wolves. One of the Marine 6 styles, Iron Body is not bragging, and its defense is really good. Wolves can't break through his defense. Moreover, Chen Qingtian was hitting the sap, not giving the wolf a chance to react. It's so refreshing to eat barbecue alone. A wolf eats all by himself. Chen Qingtian slept peacefully all day. The next morning, I got up, washed up, and went out to find my son. Entering the forest, after experiencing the carnival at night, the forest fell into tranquility. Following the traces, Chen Qingtian quickly found his son's location. Now, son, lie down on the tree and sleep. Body, clothes tattered. There are a few wounds, not many. He seemed to be having a great time last night. After waiting an hour, Garp woke up and rubbed his eyes. He landed, looking for an open place to practice boxing. Hard-working son, self-conscious training. Self-disciplined people are the scariest. 50, 51, 152, 158, practice boxing, keep practicing boxing. Garp is not afraid of hard work, he is afraid of not being able to take revenge. Damn father, I will practice boxing hard and beat you violently in a month. At that time, I will also throw you into the pirate's den, and listen to your screams. Practice hard and don't let him go. People, with a goal, will consciously work hard. No supervision needed, he'll learn when the time comes. This punch hit him hard in the face. This punch hits him in the stomach. This punch hits his head. This punch will take his thigh. The whole body needs a beating. Chen Qingtian stood on the tree, listening to his son Garp's caring words. A black line emerged from his forehead. My good son actually wanted to beat his father. Are you being too bold? It's terrible, the son of a bitch always wants to beat your father. The son trains hard, how can the father rest? Chen Qingtian stared at his son, urging him to complete the task quickly. A son becomes stronger through hard work. Chen Qingtian becomes stronger by caring, and strength. I have it, do you have it? System. I seem offended. The first day passed and son Garp survived safely. At night. The forest at night is full of dangers. With an experienced son, he knows how to avoid dangers. Seeing this, Chen Qingtian couldn't let his son down. It has to be more difficult for you. A task is a task, I am his father, I can intervene. Son, enjoy yourself. Not far away, there is a big black bear, which is powerful and suitable for training his son. I, Chen Qingtian, are most familiar with provoking hatred. With 3 or 2 strokes, the black bear became furious and chased Chen Qingtian. Coming near where his son was, Chen Qingtian provoked hatred, black bear, and fury for his son. Running all the way, his son Garp was chased hard. It was useless to climb the tree. The black bear brute force pushed down the giant tree, it wanted to tear Garp apart. Garp didn't dare to look back, the big black bear behind him was so cruel. Damn it, how could there be a big black bear? Who the hell provoked it? Let me take a good rest, okay. Fortunately, he ate something, otherwise, he would not be able to run away from the big black bear. The big black bear kept chasing him and refused to let him go. Never die. The battle is on the verge of breaking out. A quarter of an hour later, the battle between Garp and the big black bear began. The two sides fought back and forth. Garp was not as strong as the big black bear, and he didn't dare to bite the big black bear's fist. Finally, Garp gritted his teeth, swung his thin fist, and resisted the next punch. The little body flew out, and he wouldn't run away with his head. The big black bear chased after him. Standing on it, Chen Qingtian could see clearly, his son Garp's hands were shaking. After the punch, his little hands trembled wildly, as if they were about to be crushed. The big black bear gave Garp a face, and chased and killed him for half an hour before giving up. Garp, like a small monkey, scurried around in the forest and fled to rough areas. The big black bear was too big, so it was easy to be tricked. The big black bear who pushed all the way was unwilling to growl, and let Garp's little brother go for now. Hiding under the boulder, Garp panted heavily. With lingering fear in his heart, he got up and looked around to make sure that there was no danger before he sat down at ease. He lightly rubbed his right hand and punched the big black bear. His arm was aching. Insufficient strength, almost smashed by the big black bear. Arm saved, Garp was not reconciled to defeat. Next time, I will definitely find my way back. After he has practiced for a month, he will fight to the death with the big black bear. He has one more target, the first one is the father of the grievance. Since he woke up, he has behaved strangely and always wanted to kill him. Kill the resentful father first, and then get the big black bear. Why did the big black bear find me? It just happened to meet me. I haven't provoked the big black bear. After much deliberation, blame it on coincidence. The big black bear wanted to eat people, and he happened to appear. He didn't think about his father's side. Although the bloody father has a whole card, but in Garp's view, that's it. It is estimated that he is not an opponent when he meets the big black bear. And according to the habit of the resentful father, at this moment, he must be staying at home drinking, probably unconscious. It's good to be out for 3 days, at least you can avoid him temporarily. I don't want to be restricted all the time, either cooking or making money every day. Poor my friends, they haven't seen me for a long time, will they miss me? Thinking of his little friend, Garp smiled. In the dark night, they are Garp's only warmth. Lying down, Garp is going to fall asleep. Chen Qingtian was speechless, he was so unbearable in the eyes of his son. What the hell is Yuanshan doing? Dad's example has not been set up, it's such a failure. Look how good I am. In order to make him stronger, I racked my brains to come up with the perfect solution. He is happy, I am happy, everyone is happy. A plan that serves multiple purposes, under the guise of caring, to train a son. At the same time, add your own little thoughts. Who wouldn't want to beat up future marine heroes? When he grows up and wants to play, it may be a bit difficult. While you are young, if you don't beat him up a few times, you will feel upset. Chen Qingtian experienced the benefits of travelers. Very cool. Boy, you can sleep in this situation, and there is no one else. Garp with a big heart can fall asleep under any circumstances. Inadvertently, he snored. It really deserves to be the sleepy Garp in the future, showing you the ability to sleep in seconds every minute. Unique skills that no one can imitate and surpass. It's a big night, it's so dangerous, let dad give you a little surprise. In order for his son to become stronger quickly, Chen Qingtian sacrificed an hour to find his opponent. In an instant, the whole forest became lively. The wild beast howled wildly. The continuous roar of wild beasts shook the mountains and forests. All the beasts sprang into action, and Garp woke up. He opened his eyes and couldn't help but curse. F*K. What's going on? Close your eyes, open your eyes, but for more than an hour, the surroundings are surrounded by wild beasts. He became the turtle in the urn, unable to escape. How did they appear here? Miraculous events happen every year, especially in these 2 days. Could it be that he is the body of disaster? Damn, we have to go. I don't want to be torn apart. A big battle is about to begin. Hordes of beasts chased Garp, and Garp with short legs ran to a place, and a group of beasts appeared. A continuous stream of beasts came to hunt Garp. Chen Qingtian stood on the top of the tree, watching the show with great interest. Left, go left. Idiot, why go to the right, there is danger on the right. Garp in pain, turn around and go left. After walking for a while, Garp had no time to catch his breath when the second wave of beasts appeared. The noisy forest deters many people who are about to enter the mountain. Alone, running wildly with a group of beasts. What a beautiful scene. Chen Qingtian smiled even more, and ate a pack of melon seeds, otherwise, it would have been more fun. A commotion lasted for 2 hours. The beast comes without knowing it, and leaves without knowing it. Garp, exhausted. He wanted to cry, but couldn't cry. Too tired. Why is it always he who suffers from disasters? Tired, painful, and uncomfortable, he rarely rests against a tree after running all night. Don't dare to rest below, it's too dangerous. Chen Qingtian went home satisfied after watching the scene. My son is indeed Garp the Fist, and his vitality is tenacious. The day passed. On the 3rd day, Enron passed. Without his father's love, Garp survived today. He himself felt incredible. In the first 2 days, he experienced a disaster. On the following day, he found it incredible that there were no wild beasts. 3 days, it will be here soon. Garp was counting the time. 3 days, from the time he came out that night to the time he went back, it was still an hour away. As he was hungry, he just had a meal by himself, and it was over. His cooking skills are so poor that he can only make do with it. Time is up. He came home, stood at the door of the house, and smelled the fragrance. It smells so good. So hungry. When he opened the door, Garp was dumbfounded. His father actually ate barbecue, and he was still a whole wolf. One person enjoys it alone, and it is delicious to eat. Father, with flesh on his face and ruddy blood, must have eaten a lot in the past 3 days. Father, you, me. Feeling wronged, Garp thought of his panic days these days, and saw his father eating delicious food alone, which was 10 times better than what he had at home. He wanted to cry. You don't wait for me to eat barbecue. Very wrong. Chen Qingtian pointed to the few barbecued meats and said, eat it, the rest is for you. After eating, wipe your hands. You eat, I'm full. Garp. If you hate your father, this old man will kill you. In a quarter of an hour. Well, it's delicious. Good to eat. Father, can I get another one? Chen Qingtian spread his hands. No more, just one. If you want to eat, go get one yourself and bake it. Eat slowly, I'll go to sleep. Chen Qingtian, who was yawning, couldn't lift his eyelids. He returned to the room and accepted the task reward. Finger pistol +1. Marine 6 styles, he learned 2 tricks, iron body, a life-saving trick, and finger pistol, a powerful attack. 2 moves are enough for Chen Qingtian to traverse this mountain forest. When I have learned all Marine 6 styles, what rewards will I get later? Garp, my son, you have to work hard. The son works hard, and the father reaps. What a good father-son relationship. Chen Qingtian couldn't help but burst into tears. Tomorrow, I will add new items to my son. It's a good choice to have a cliff not far away. It's such a happy decision to challenge the cliff tomorrow. System. Sure enough, he is a good father. Ding, you have realized the important characteristics of a good father, and strive to create better conditions for your son. The stronger the foundation is, the brighter the future will be. Mission. Pick the highest cliff nearby and let my son experience a trapeze. Reward. Marine 6 styles moonwalk. The next day. Early morning. The birds in the forest woke up early to catch bugs, and the wind caressed the cheeks, warming the little heart. Garp pushed the door open, and he immediately wanted to close it. A hand pressed against the door, another hand came in, and Garp was lifted. Garp struggled, and he had a sense of foreboding. Let go of me, father. Chen Qingtian ignored his appeal for help and carried him down the mountain. Climb mountains? So simple. Garp didn't believe it, but Chen Qingtian meant to climb a mountain. Go, my son. Garp climbed the mountain with doubts, and was about to leave when his father stopped him. What are you doing? Climb up with it on your back. Beside him was a boulder that surpassed Garp's weight and size, so it looked like it wasn't light. Climbing a mountain with such a big rock on your shoulders will kill you. He knew it would not be that simple. Garp said angrily, Father, do you think I can carry it? Chen Qingtian said with a smile. I want me to think, I don't want you to think. Get close. He said coldly. Whether I can carry it or not is up to me, not you, understand? Also, if you haven't tried it, how do you know it won't work? A paragraph, said Garp cannot refute. He bit the bullet and tried to move the boulder, but he couldn't move it. With all luck, the stone remained motionless. Garp turned around and said it was impossible. Chen Qingtian held a thicker wooden stick than the previous one, longer and thicker. He squatted, stretched his hands, and straightened his waist. The strength of the body is concentrated in both hands, and the boulder has moved. Moving a little bit, Garp let go of his hands in exhaustion. He was about to give up, when Chen Qingtian walked over, pressed his hand casually, and the boulder was lifted up. Then, Garp's face turned red immediately, and he bent half his body. The boulder made him unable to breathe normally. Walking is a problem, let alone climbing a mountain. Chen Qingtian is unmoved. You have to climb, you can't stop. Hurry up, don't waste my time. Garp couldn't argue, the stick was too much pressure. He takes a step and takes a break. Walking slowly, after a whole morning, he finally climbed to the top of the mountain. Putting down the stone, Garp lay on the ground, soaked, he didn't want to move. Chen Qingtian kicked. The stone rolled down, and the stone that Garp worked so hard to carry fell to the bottom of the mountain. Son, go down. Garp blinked, questioning. Chen Qingtian pointed to the bottom of the cliff and said, Look at what I am doing, jump off, and then continue to climb up with the stone on your shoulders. Garp thought his father was pointing at the wrong place, so he corrected him. Father, we are going down from here. Chen Qingtian pouted. Who told you to go down? I will let you jump down. Do you hear me clearly? Jump from here. When Garp heard it, he jumped down and wanted to murder. The height from the cliff to the mountain is very high, at least 10 or 20 meters, and the exact height cannot be estimated. Jump down, and he'll be thrown to his death. Below the mountain, there are dense forests. Chen Qingtian doesn't care about those. I'll give you 2 choices. 1, you jump off yourself. I won't do anything to you. Putting up 2 fingers, Chen Qingtian gave the second choice. As for the second choice, I'll send you down, and I can't guarantee where to go. Holding hands, waiting for his son to choose. Garp looked at the cliff, standing on the top of the mountain looking down, his feet shaking. Look at my father again, his attitude is clear and no debate is allowed. He begged softly. Father, can you dance again tomorrow? I am too tired today. Make excuse. Chen Qingtian glanced at him and said lightly, It seems that you want to choose the second one. Rolling up his sleeves, Chen Qingtian wanted to do it, but Garp turned pale with fright, and hurriedly said, "No, father, I will do it myself." Stand on the edge of a cliff and look down. Heartbroken, Garp knew he couldn't do without dancing today. He is doing mental activities, encouraging himself not to be afraid, blinking things. It's okay. Garp, trust yourself. What situation have you never encountered before? It's just a trivial matter in front of you. Come on, Garp, we can't underestimate someone. Comfort yourself, encourage yourself. Then, his body flew out. A beautiful parabola appeared, and Garp's small body fell. Ah! The screams continued. Garp let out a miserable cry in the air. His body fell. Chen Qingtian could see that Garp was talking about the quintessence of China at the end, and thanked himself for his kick. The more energetic my son is, the happier I am. This kick is really cool. What a beautiful sound, tisk tisk. No matter how many times you listen to it, you won't get bored. Chen Qingtian stood on it, watching his son disappear. Down below, the screams were still there, but the son was alive and very energetic. System. My son understands your hard work, and he is thanking you for your silent support. Evaluation. The key kick. Give your son the last fatherly love. Fatherly love is like a mountain. Your fatherly love, Garp, is worthy of bearing. Receive award. Moonwalk. Here you go. The third skill. Chen Qingtian doesn't mind the system's evaluation. You mock at will, I do mine. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian. Devil Fruit. None skills. Iron Body LV1, Finger Pistol V1, Moonwalk LV1. They are all level 1 skills, there is no column for Devil Fruit, and the panel is simple and clear. There are only a few abilities that Chen Qingtian knows, and the systems that are not popular will not be added. Take a closer look, a batch of dishes. Sure enough, I'm still very good at it. Chen Qingtian had no chance to test the power of the leveled finger pistol. Finger pistol. Fingers, insert stones. The head-sized stone pierced a hole, and if it hit the flesh, it would be terrible. Finger pistol. Finger pistol. A few more shots, a real man can't finish it with one shot. Chen Qingtian shifted his target and found a bigger stone, finger pistol pierced through, and the stone broke a hole. Fingers, unscathed. The finger pistol at level 1 is so powerful, what if it is at level 10? Is it a finger pistol with a single shot, an ability user? If my finger pistol reaches level 100, can Mr. Kaido's body withstand my finger? Later, Teacher Kaido is needed to guide and guide. Finger pistol. What will be the effect after fusing the armed colors? Chen Qingtian couldn't help falling into fantasy. When the time came, he would kill all directions. After the finger pistol experiment, it's Moonwalk's turn, and finally Iron Body. The most worth exercising is Iron Body. Hit, take a beating. There are not many things in the forest, but there are many wild animals. After being beaten, Chen Qingtian had to find a beast with strong attack power, such as a big black bear. Enrage the big black bear and temper the Iron Body. After tempering for 2 hours, Chen Qingtian returned to the top of the mountain safe and sound. He saw his son struggling to climb the mountain with a rock on his shoulders. That child, him, was full of perseverance. It exceeded Chen Qingtian's expectations. He thought his son would be crippled at most once. Climbing twice a day, his physical strength is really good. After tempering, he will be stronger. While you can exercise now, at least you have to be in the state of immune to death. The tenacious vitality starts from childhood, and we must win at the starting line. One step ahead. One step ahead. I am indeed a great father. On the top of the mountain, Garp collapsed on the ground. His clothes were wet with sweat, his face was pale, his body was trembling, he lost his strength. Climbing the mountain twice, the boulder was kicked down by his father. As soon as it came up, the boulder rolled down. After 2 disasters, the boulder couldn't bear it and broke into several pieces. Can you still move? Garp shook his head, unable to move. Then, he was lifted up, and the cruel father actually lifted him, suspended in midair. Below, is the cliff. Familiar place, familiar taste. Garp hurriedly said, "Father, wait, wait. Allow the child to rest for a while, and the child will come by himself. Don't bother father, please do it yourself, let me jump down by myself. Please, father, don't let the child die with regret." Chen Qingtian blinked and said with a smile, "Garp, let you jump down by yourself. The effect is not as good as if I threw it down. Dad is for your own good. Don't blame Dad. What Dad doesn't want is for your own good. You have to be considerate of Dad's hard work. Let's go, my son. Go ahead, Pikachu." Garp, thrown down. Tired, he screamed again. Unable to struggle, he could only accept the result, and he was abandoned again. falling, uncomfortable, afraid to look down. Garp let go of his hands, trying to make himself a little bit safer when he landed. Boom. The foothold is very good, and it is on another tree. Garp, hanging on a tree. The branch, on which his pants were hanging, got stuck in the final position. Garp didn't dare to move, he was afraid of falling. The pants seemed to be ripped anytime. He didn't want to fall off, and he didn't want his pants to tear open. Precious trousers, those are rare items, his only complete pair of trousers, it can't be broken. With no money to buy new pants, Garp didn't move for now, he waited for his strength to recover before going on. Squeak. The branches made a sound and were about to break at any moment. Garp remained motionless, the breaking of branches stopped. Hoo-hoo. Don't break. Crack. Pants to rip. Unable to bear his weight, Garp's heart ached. Don't crack. Please, I don't want to be without pants. Garp's prayers worked, and the pants didn't snap. Pulled to an extreme position, the gauze of the trousers has persisted until the last moment. If there is a slight movement, it will not be able to persist and it will split. Garp, who didn't dare to breathe, just hung on the tree. Maybe this is the little rest time he has left. If there is no accident, he will not go down for half an hour. A voice came from above. The sound starts out small, then louder. Garp turned his head slowly, looking up. In the sky, there is a black dot. Black dots, gradually getting bigger. After seeing the appearance clearly, he was shocked. No, father. No, surprisingly, they always come on time. Chen Qingtian, come down, the position is exactly where Garp is. Fall. Garp's pants, can't hold on. Crack. Split. Garp's heart splits along with his pants. Boom. Falling to the ground, Garp lay flat on his stomach. Chen Qingtian landed safely, with a smile on his face, he pretended not to know anything and looked up into the sky. Scratching his head, he muttered to himself. Oh, why did it fall? In fact, he jumped off himself. Exercise moonwalk, keep testing moonwalk's abilities in the sky. Walking in the void is everyone's dream. Stepping on the air is like dancing. Chen Qingtian found Garp's position, and knew that Garp was short of the last shot. Then, there was a new idea. Come down. Pretend to accidentally drop it. Garp. You didn't do it on purpose, and no one will believe you if you say it. How could it be so accurate and impartial? It happened to be where he was. One last time, don't come early, don't come late, wait until I'm stable. Resentment towards his father, specifically to destroy his mentality. Dog thief. Messing with my Dao heart, unforgivable. Oh, isn't this my son Garp? Why are you lying on the ground? Get up, the ground is dirty. Garp reached out, he couldn't get up, it hurt so much. Chen Qingtian ignored his hand and continued. Why don't you get up? What are you doing lying down? Is the ground cool? Garp. You pull me, I stretched out my hand, didn't you see? Are you blind? Chen Qingtian smiled and bowed his head, not intending to reach out to pull. When you grow up, you have to get up by yourself. The two were in a stalemate with each other. Garp couldn't get up, and Chen Qingtian couldn't pull. The two people who are fighting are angry. A stick of incense time passed. Still the same location. Chen Qingtian took out a fruit and ate it with relish. Look down at the monkey. Eat it bite by bite, and if you don't get up, I'll keep watching. More than patience, Chen Qingtian is. Garp has a black thread, complaining that my father didn't pull me, it's unreasonable. Pissed him off. Helpless, he got up by himself. Who knew that a certain kind of father would reach out? Oh, why are you up? I was trying to pull you up. Garp. Then I lie down. Since you're up, that's good. You're not a 3-year-old kid. You must know how to be self-reliant. Living comfortably without anybody's help. Father, I want you to understand a truth. There is no one to rely on in this world. You can only rely on yourself. Relying on others is a dream after all, do you understand? Standing on the moral high ground, bow your head to educate you. I'm all for your own good, relying on myself as a father, to show this face. Chen Qingtian was the best at it, and while disgusting Garp, he refreshed himself. It turned out that it was so cool. Garp doesn't speak, he doesn't want to listen. The two went home, with Chen Qingtian at the front and Garp at the back. At dusk, the danger level of the forest is not very high, and the more night, the more dangerous the forest is. Garp, who followed behind, raised his hand several times and punched Chen Qingtian's head. The milk fierce looks so cute. Chen Qingtian noticed that he didn't look back, and he didn't break. The two just walked home, with Garp being the one to do the cooking, of course. Garp wanted to refute, but was startled by his father's look. Cook or get beaten, your choice. When it comes to cooking, Garp dare not throw a bad idea, after all, he also wants to eat. Cooking. Today's dishes are the same as before, 3 dishes and 1 soup, no less, only more. Garp racked his brains and made 3 dark dishes. Chen Qingtian eats what he cooks, and Garp eats what he cooks. The meals of the two are different, but Garp is so hungry. If you want to eat vegetables, you can call Dad. Garp gritted his teeth. A scholar can be killed but not humiliated. Dad. Well, the dish is really delicious. Good to eat. Another bite. In the face of shame and food, he chose to have a full stomach. Someone said, the body is the capital of revolution. If you don't eat a meal, you will feel hungry. Chen Qingtian is satisfied with his son's attitude. Tonight, they will not go to the survival challenge. The project has to be changed. Chen Qingtian has to train his son well. Youngsters in the new era will develop morally, intellectually, physically, aesthetically, and in an all-round way. Ding. How can teenagers in the new era lack learning? Homework is an indispensable part. It forms the most complete family for teenagers in the new era, and it is also the key to a harmonious relationship between parents. Friendly reminder. Have you studied today? If not, please take out your homework and study hard. Task. Comprehensively strengthen the development of morality, intelligence, physical education, art and labor throughout the year, and complete one night's homework. Reward. Marine 6 styles shave, iron body +1, finger pistol +1. Explosion. 3 rewards. 1 is the new Marine 6 styles shaving, a skill that is essential for handsome operation. For pirates, the Marine 6 styles in the early stage can be a god. Every skill is very handsome, and shaving is a skill born when the speed reaches a certain level, which is another usage of flash. Repeated use of shaving is the most basic skill of CP9. Essential skills, without shaving, equal to half the joy of life. Iron body level +1, finger pistol level +1, 3 skills, focusing on strengthening the overall development of the son. 1. My heart, you are worthy of being my good son. System. I feel like I've been caught by Amway again. For homework, the multiplication table is definitely indispensable. It's time for my good son to learn knowledge. The brain is not good. The multiplication table can strengthen the development of your brain. The simplest multiplication table is a must-have skill for every elementary school student. I'm still too kind. Be more ruthless. Give your son a set of 3-year simulations, and the 5-year college entrance examination, and your son will not cry to death in place. At such a young age, it is not easy for primary school students in the new era to accept terrorist sanctions. No one else is getting involved with his son, so it's better for now. Chen Qingtian made a blackboard, and it was only a short time. After the production was completed, he began to prepare his posture and tidy up his appearance. He was going to transform into Teacher Qingtian and teach his son a lesson. From now on, please call Teacher Monkey D. Qingtian. Son, come here. Garp came over stupidly, and his father was doing something again. He saw the blackboard and saw a different father. Things are blowing up. Sit down. The chairs and table are ready and Garp takes his seat. Sit up straight, don't hunch over, don't look elsewhere, look ahead. Point to the blackboard and repeatedly remind Garp to look at the blackboard. Garp didn't want to look. A log flew towards him and hit him with a headache. Teacher Qingtian picked up the wooden stick next to him and pointed at Garp. Son, look here. I don't want to say the same thing a second time. There, that feeling came. Chen Qingtian came to feel it. He first said, from now on, you will study every night. Your father, that is, I will be your teacher. In class, you have to call me teacher, not father. I study for 2 hours a day, and I can go to bed after I finish my study. I assign learning tasks to you every day, and you hand them in to me in the next class, correct any mistakes, and learn new knowledge without mistakes. Know what you know, don't know what you don't know, don't pretend to understand. I hope my students are honest people, don't cheat, if they can, they will, if they don't, they won't. The serious Qingtian teacher explained his rules carefully. What to do in class, you can't talk, you can't whisper. Although he had no chance to whisper, Garp was stunned when he heard the word class. No way, father, you give me lessons? Are you kidding me? I'm only 7 years old, you let me study. Father, I think. Before he finished speaking, he was reprimanded by Chen Qingtian. You have to raise your hand when you ask a question in class, and next time, you will be served with a big punishment. Garp sits back in awe, and he raises his hand. Ask. Garp stood up and asked, Father, I don't think I'm old enough. Chen Qingtian interrupted him and said, I don't want you to think, understand? I want what I feel. I am not discussing with you, I am notifying you. You have no right to refuse, you can only accept passively or actively. Garp sat down, he couldn't refute, he could only listen obediently. It's over, my father taught me, Why don't I go and learn from others? Sengoku, Xiaohei, help me. Hurry up and save me, I'm going to die. Classes became Garp's worst nightmare. What did the father say? Multiplication table. What the hell, why I can't understand. I know them individually, why I can't understand them together. He knows the numbers from 1 to 9, as well as the combined numbers, but they are in the hands of his father, so why can't he understand them? Chen Qingtian was explaining carefully, and he took out the mnemonics of the multiplication table and memorized it for his son. Today is destined to be the beginning of a nightmare. 1 for 1. 1 2 gets 2. 1 3 makes 3. Next, there is only Garp's voice in the house. He is endorsing, he is studying. Brainless reciting, after explaining, is on his own. Just remember as much as you can. There will be more learning later. Addition, subtraction, multiplication and division are all subjects he studies. Every subject cannot be missed. Fortunately, my son is familiar with numbers, which saves him a lot of time. Tomorrow, he is going to buy some paper and come back to do his homework for his son. Garp didn't know his nightmare was coming, he was remembering stupidly. Half an hour passed. Garp wanted to sleep, his eyes could not be opened, and he was in a daze. Garp. Startled, Garp stood up, trembling. Sober for a moment, he continued to endorse. Chen Qingtian pressured him to stop, and Garp stopped endorsing. I'm here to test you. Garp shook his head. No, I haven't memorized it yet. Teacher Qingtian ignored his shaking of the head and asked, how much is 5 5? Garp. 35? I saw my father's expression was wrong. Garp changed his words. 20, right, father. Not right again. Garp racked his brains and came up with the answer he thought was right. It must be 30, that's right. 5 5 30. Chen Qingtian looked at his son as if he was mentally handicapped. Didn't it say 5 or 5 on it, and you were wrong? This is the third time, are you ignoring me? Look up. Cold voice, serious expression. Garp looked up, I wiped. There was an answer on the blackboard. Why should I answer it myself? Are you stupid, Garp? Garp thought to himself. Tell me. How much is 5 5? Garp twitched. 25, father. What did you call me? Father, what's the matter? Can you say that again? Garp flinched, realizing something was wrong, and blinked. Then, when he remembered, he quickly changed his words. Teacher. Chen Qingtian said lightly. Be careful next time, I am the teacher in class, not your father. If you make a mistake again in the future, you will be fined to copy your homework 10 times. Garp bowed his head. Yes, teacher. Very scary. My father was horrible. It was even more frightening after being a different person. He suddenly missed his former father. How good it is to drink and sleep every day, and to drink when you wake up. One night passed. Garp had a tortoise night, a nightmare class. Teacher Qingtian's class is too tortoise. Garp didn't want to go through the second time. Even if he climbed the mountain 3 times, he didn't want to go through the class once. He doesn't want to go to class, he just wants to play. Today's task has not been arranged yet. Garp was about to climb the mountain, but was stopped by his father. The first step of education was achieved. Chen Qingtian got the reward from last night. Marine 6 styles added another shave, iron body and finger pistol levels increased by 1. The upgraded iron body has twice as much defense as before. Finger pistol is more powerful, there are no test subjects, and it is not known how much it has been improved. Come on. Let's go to town. He needs to buy some paper to do homework for his son. There is also a pen. I can't let my son just listen but not write. A good memory is not as good as a bad pen, and my son can't slack off in his studies. Garp was overjoyed to hear that he was going to town. Finally, there is no need to train or study. Great. Father is so kind. Know that he has worked hard for a few days, give him a day to relax. Go to the town, he can eat a lot of delicious food. You can also go to play with your friends, play for a day, and think about nothing. If Garp knew they were going to town to buy pens and paper, he probably wouldn't want to go. The two walked for a while and reached the town with difficulty. The only small town on the island, it's not that big, and you can easily see it at a glance. They get to town. Garp makes a suggestion, he goes to play, and the father does his own thing. Knowing that he was going to play, Chen Qingtian nodded. Combine work and rest, don't force too tightly. Be careful, if you have something to ask me. Be careful of pirates, if you encounter pirates, don't act rashly. Garp nodded. Got it, father. The seriousness of the matter is clear to Garp. Pirates are evil existences, and Garp will not be foolish enough to confront them head-on. He just wants to play with his little friend now, and doesn't want to make trouble. Going around all the way, Garp is familiar with everything in the town. He came to a familiar place and saw a little guy playing with mud. Hey, Sengoku. The kid playing with mud raised his head and said with a smirk, Garp, long time no see. Where are you going these days? Garp shook his head bitterly. No one would believe what he has experienced these days. He looked down at the mud, playing in the mud alone, how boring. Sengoku, where's Crane? Sengoku shook his head. I don't know, I haven't seen him in the past 2 days, maybe I can't come because of something at home. Oh, that's it. Garp was a little sad when he couldn't see Xiaohei. But meeting Sengoku was not a waste of time. Sengoku, let me tell you, these days, you don't know what happened to me. Garp wanted to pull Sengoku to talk. After thinking about it, he picked out the tragedy and only talked about happy things. He didn't want his friends to know what happened to him. Moreover, he cannot suffer alone. Let me tell you, my father's barbecue is delicious and delicious. As he spoke, his mouth made a tisk-tisk sound. According to Garp, his father's barbecue is heaven and earth. All in all, my dad was amazing. Sengoku doesn't believe it, it's not like he hasn't seen Qingtian. Didn't your father only drink alcohol? Every time I saw Qingtian, I was drunk. Garp forced a smile. He's sober now, maybe he's figured it out. Recently, he hasn't been drunk, and only occasionally drinks 2 glasses of wine. The rest of the time, he takes care of me. Taking care of the word is very important, it is really taken care of. He almost cared for him until he died, but he was alive because of his tenacious vitality. In recent days, he didn't know how to get through it. Horrible. Really? Garp, is your father's barbecue really delicious? Sengoku was moved, and he wanted to try it. Garp nodded. Of course, are you going to try it? My family eats barbecue every day, you'd better come at night. Our family has barbecue in the evening, and we also have classes. Guaranteed that after you come, you will not want to leave. With my lord father here I am, and you still want to leave? Stop dreaming. Is it really okay? Sengoku wiped his palms, wishing he could go now. He was craving barbecue so badly. Garp said seriously, if you want to come, you can do it tonight. Sengoku bowed his head in frustration after hearing this. Garp asked, what's wrong? Sengoku shook his head. It's nothing, I'm not free these days. Garp. Time to play with mud? No time to come to my house? Sengoku. No, I'm going to help out at home for the next few days. Garp didn't give up. Are you free at night? Sengoku shook his head. Too bad we'll have to wait a few days to see Sengoku arrive. It is too difficult for Garp to bear the class alone. On the other side, Chen Qingtian bought a pen and paper and met an old lady on the way. Meet and give Chen Qingtian a meet and kill, grab Chen Qingtian's shoulder and shake it hard. Chen Qingtian was lifted up and hit the ground. At the last moment, iron body defends itself. Chen Qingtian just saw that woman, she was strong, stronger than herself, and her face was terrifying. The sturdy woman had a loud voice, she picked her nostrils and said, isn't this Qingtian? Long time no see, you are still as weak as before. The blue sky like a weak chicken is not enough for a woman's round. Qingtian stood up and looked at the woman suspiciously. He didn't recognize her. Could it be that this woman is Aunt Kareem that Garp mentioned? Haven't seen you for a long time. Aunt Kareem looked at Qingtian suspiciously, and sniffed the scent on Qingtian. She became more suspicious and said, you didn't drink? Qingtian touched his head. I haven't been drinking recently. Aunt Kareem asked, quit. Qingtian scratched his head. How is it possible, drink less recently, and occasionally drink 2 glasses? When Aunt Kareem heard this, she was amazed that a certain alcoholic didn't drink too much, and it was strange. Looking up and down at the blue sky, it was me who was right. It's rare that you don't drink too much, what about Garp? Chen Qingtian shook his head. I don't know where to go to play. When he came to the town, he ran to play. Aunt Kareem knew where Garp had gone to play, and she saw what Chen Qingtian was holding again. Paper and pen? What do you want these things for? Chen Qingtian raised the things in his hands and smiled. It's not that Garp has reached the stage of learning, so I'll prepare it for you. Kareem looked at Chen Qingtian again, and said in shock, I heard that right, are you really Qingtian? A man who is alcoholic will prepare paper and pen for Garp. It's an anecdote, if you tell it, no one in the whole town will believe it. It's me. Chen Qingtian smiled. Aunt Kareem was amazed again, she found it incredible. It's so weird that someone has a gender transition. Unbelievable. Ha ha. That's good, Garp will be much more relaxed. Aunt Kareem slapped Chen Qingtian's shoulder hard with her palm. The strength was not a joke. Separated from great beauty Kareem, Chen Qingtian walked into the tavern and bought a barrel of wine. Don't say it. What a ghost. Chen Qingtian didn't want to drink immediately. Bought wine, not much money. Go buy 2 more donuts to reward the turtle son in the family. With wine in one hand and various things in the other, Chen Qingtian is going to find his good son Garp. Entering the alley, he was stopped. The 3 gangsters, holding small knives, smiled at Chen Qingtian. The 3 bastards of the non-mainstream killer Matt are small gangsters from the neighborhood who specialize in robbing children. Commonly known as the brave little gangsters, the eldest brother among them came up, pointed at Chen Qingtian and said, "Put down the wine, take out the money, and people can leave. Don't play tricks, don't think that someone will save you." Chen Qingtian tilted his head, watching them perform indifferently. Judging by their appearance, they robbed Chen Qingtian a lot. The 3 of them bullied Chen Qingtian by relying on their numbers. They settled for Chen Qingtian, and the red-haired gangster next to him said, "Don't think that Kareem will come to rescue you, she's already gone. Qingtian, pay for it. If you don't have any money, you will be beaten badly today. Be sensible and pay the money quickly, otherwise, you can go back lying down." Chen Qingtian smiled and said, "What if I say no?" The 3 gangsters are not worth mentioning. It's just that Chen Qingtian wanted to tease them and add a bit of fun to his ordinary life. Caring for gangsters seems to be a good choice. You are still young, wouldn't it be good to find a formal job? You have to rob your house. 1 or 2, with hands and feet, if you don't work, are you useless? I'm talking about you. No matter what you look at, you think you are hanging when you dye your hair. In fact, you are a fool. Things that are nothing, don't learn the good ones, only learn the bad ones. Having said a lot in one breath, Chen Qingtian has great potential as a teacher. After becoming a teacher recently, Chen Qingtian likes the feeling of being a teacher more and more. Ding. If you don't learn well at a young age and learn to be lazy and slippery, you need to give them a little love and influence them with love. How can you bear being robbed by others? As a teacher, you must let them know what it means to return from the wrong path. If a prodigal son turns back, he won't change his money. Tasks, educate them, let them know that it is not right to get something for nothing. Rewards. Iron body +1, shave +1, moonwalk +1. Here comes the task. A few punks can also trigger missions. Love is everywhere. Not just for your own son, but for others as well. Damn it, I think you don't want to live anymore, Qingtian. Come on, kill him. Bastard, dare to scold us, brothers, come on. 3 people, go together. The little gangster knows that he can't go alone, he has to go together. There are more people and fewer people, one by one, what if they are knocked down? Be careful not to make a big mistake, and beat the master to death with random punches. Shave. Finger pistol. People disappear. Appearing again, in front of the big bastard, the things in his hands were thrown up. Lifting his finger, he pointed gently at the gangster boss in front of him. Boom. Boss got a finger pistol in his chest, man, hanging on the wall. Then, Chen Qingtian disappeared in place, and the attacks of the 2 gangsters missed. Shave. Finger pistol. 3-shot finger pistol, 3 people, hanging on the wall. They screamed in pain. Chen Qingtian returned to his original position, and the things in the air just fell down. Reach out and go on. He walked up to the gangster boss and stretched out his hand. The gangster curled up in pain, the power of the finger pistol made him unable to breathe. How can you be so strong? The gangster boss endured the pain and said this sentence. Chen Qingtian said with a smile, "Don't talk about what you have, just bring it." The bully boss doesn't want to give it. Chen Qingtian is about to strike again. The gangster boss is scared, finger pistol. A hole was broken in the wall. You said if my finger falls on your head, will you die? The gangster boss was trembling all over, and he didn't dare to answer. The other 2 gangsters were scared to pee. The wall is so hard, there is a hole in it, needless to say, their heads must not be able to withstand a finger. I give. We will. Admittedly, they took out all the money and threw it to Chen Qingtian. Satisfied with their attitude, Chen Qingtian knelt down and patted the gangster boss on the shoulder. Very well, well behaved. If I see you robbing here next time, I will take your head. Like a demon, scary, gloomy. The 3 gangsters shuddered at the same time. They felt the murderous aura, it was not a joke. The 3 of them are shitting, and next time, they will never dare to be bastards again. Ding, mission completed. Lambs who have lost their way, they understand the preciousness of life and work, and decide to go back to work hard and stop being a gangster. 1 more for iron body, 1 more for shaving, 1 more for moonwalk. The level is raised, and Chen Qingtian's iron body has been upgraded to a higher level. Defense, very strong. A few gangsters contributed some of the gold coins to him, not much. Enough for today's expenses. Chen Qingtian went back to buy 2 sets of clothes for his son Garp. Buy some things at home. If you have money, you will live a better life. This trip was worthwhile. After gaining a lot, he found his son and was playing alone. His little friend left, and he was left alone. He didn't want to leave, and he didn't want to go home. Garp, go. Garp pretended he didn't hear the shout. He didn't want to see his father. Going back, you have to face horrible family education. Don't leave yet. Do you want to die? Garp stood up now, and he saw what his father had bought. I was ecstatic. A bucket of wine. Wow, my father drank again, so happy. He saw something in the other hand, clothes, donuts. All he likes. Grab 2 donuts, bite one at a time, and put on a contented face. After starving for a few days, he wanted donuts too much, but unfortunately, he had no money. Is this a dress for me? Yes, go back and try again. Garp is reluctant to put down his clothes. He can wear new clothes when he gets back. There was another bag, which he opened to look. Moment of bad mood. Father, let me help you take out the trash. Chen Qingtian went down with a hammer, and Garp suffered pain. What rubbish, this is a good thing, and it cost me a lot of money. Paper and pens are very expensive. On a small island, supplies are scarce, and the more scarce things are, the more expensive they are. How could Chen Qingtian not know about Garp's little thoughts? Learning difficulties are diseases that need treatment. In the future, you don't have to worry about not having pen and paper to do your homework, aren't you happy? Garp chuckled. What do you think? Chen Qingtian patted Garp's head and said, I think you're overjoyed, don't you? Garp. Don't talk to me, I don't want to talk. Leave me alone. Garp shut himself off. My father didn't come from a human, and he actually spent money to buy paper and pens. Woohoo, tonight is destined to be a sleepless night. Garp. Excuse me, can I run away from home? Copy it 10 times first, don't be lazy, write better, and rewrite the messy ones. Garp, do you hear what I said? Father reprimands son and tutors him with homework. It doesn't take much time to arrange Garp to copy the multiplication table once. Just starting to learn requires patience and memory. A good memory is not as good as a bad pen. Copy it a few times, and you will be familiar with it naturally. According to Garp's head, I'm afraid it's not hundreds of times, so I can't remember it. Reciting and copying must be done together to strengthen memory and enhance the deep impression of the multiplication table on Garp, and it is best to engrave it in the mind. Garp was dejected. Father, 10 times is too much, how about 5 times? Chen Qingtian glanced at him and said, I'm notifying you, not discussing with you. How many times have you been asked to copy? Please copy it carefully for me, don't ask. Don't think about discounting. Believe it or not, I will break your leg. The wooden stick with thick arms was too threatening. Garp shrank his head, unable to provoke, sat down obediently, straightened his body and wrote. Tragic life begins now. Garp transcribes it again, his hands are sore. Wanting to rest for a while, Chen Qingtian immediately said, hurry up and write. If you don't finish copying 10 times, you don't need to sleep tonight. Hurry up. Don't waste my time. Garp, copy while memorizing. You can't just copy. I can't remember, it's just copying for nothing. It's a very simple multiplication table. 3-year-olds outside can learn it faster than you. No comparison, no harm. Garp didn't believe his father's big words. The children outside were still playing at the age of 7. Who will learn, who is not working hard to exercise and increase strength? How many times have I told you to be correct? Not only the person must be correct, but the font must also be correct. You don't want to be careless. Copied again, you see what you wrote. Garp copied half of the multiplication table and was taken away by his father. After transcribing again, Garp was stunned when he heard these words. Don't. The results of his long-term efforts were denied. Garp lowered his head, looking at a blank sheet of paper. Raise the pen. Write slowly, don't be in a hurry, lest you be denied again. Second time. Third time. Fourth time. By the 5th pass, Garp fell asleep. He couldn't keep copying and wanted to go back and rest. Complaining, he begged his father. Chen Qingtian ignored his gaze and left a sentence. 10 times, 1 time can't be missed. If it's missing, make it up tomorrow. Tomorrow will also be copied 10 times, and how much is left today will be added to tomorrow's task. You can be lazy, or you can go to sleep. Copy down the daily tasks until Garp learns them. Learn the same, start a new project. Chen Qingtian will list the items he needs to learn for Garp, fonts, mathematics, and the basic content needed by One Piece, and teach him all of them. You can't let a person who knows nothing go out and lose face. Chen Qingtian will either not do it, or do his best for you. No, father, can you copy it 5 times? On the first day of today, 10 times is too difficult. A powerful task that cannot be completed. It's almost dawn, should he still sleep? After a day off, Garp can imagine what tasks he has tomorrow. Exercising the body during the day and exercising the brain at night, the two are not connected to each other, but they are the same as each other, both are torture. His father wanted to torture him both physically and mentally, and tortured him severely. Hurry up, I'll wait for you. Father stood by, watching Garp copy. 2 hours passed, and Garp finally finished transcribing. He was so slow, it was too worrying. After checking it, it barely meets the basic requirements of Chen Qingtian. Go to sleep, you still have 2 hours of sleep, hurry up. It's getting late, and it's time to exercise soon. The first day, all in all, passed perfectly. The next morning, Garp got up with dark circles under his eyes, and was dragged by his father to climb the mountain. The stone is still the same stone, and it will not change in recent times. Climb twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon, and experience 4 horrible falls in one day. Garp is used to it and is not afraid anymore. He jumped down by himself, without Chen Qingtian doing it. As for Chen Qingtian, standing on the top of the mountain and waiting for his son to come up, he received the task of last night, adding 1 to iron body and 1 to finger pistol. There are also rewards for daily tasks, not as much as the first time. Train your son and care for your son. Chen Qingtian himself is also exercising himself on it. If he lacks experience, he needs to gain more experience. Go find wild beasts to fight, and constantly improve your combat experience. When Garp came up, Chen Qingtian came back on time. Moonwalk is a good skill that can be used at any time. In this way, the two started different exercise tasks. Garp is in the basic stage, while Chen Qingtian enters the next step. The strength is increasing every day. Chen Qingtian's strength is getting stronger and stronger, and his combat experience is also unique. A month passed. The beasts in the forest grow rapidly under the education of Chen Qingtian. Can't beat, keep getting beaten. They beasts also have dignity, but they cannot be bullied all the time. On this day, Garp still exercised and climbed mountains. After a month of training, Garp got used to the daily life, and the boulder he carried was increased several times, much larger than his body. The ants are climbing the mountain carrying boulders. From a distance, it seems that the boulders are moving. Twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon, nothing can be done. Garp's physical strength and vitality have been greatly improved. On the edge of the island, near the back mountain forest, a boat came. The boat slowly approached the island, trying to approach it from behind. There is a flag hanging in the middle, and there are dozens of people on the boat. They sharpen their knives and rush to the pigs and sheep, ready to land at any time. It's rare for someone to come. Chen Qingtian quickly approached the back mountain, and he hid. Watching the ship approach, the pirate ship landed. The pirates above came down one after another, and they disembarked with a few boxes of things. Behind them is their boss, a thin boy with a wretched face, a knife in his left hand and sharp claws in his right. The younger brothers looked like sly eyebrows and said, "Every good person." "Boss, we have arrived on the island. Are we going to rob a wave?" "Boss, we haven't seen a woman for a long time. After wandering for a month, I finally found an island. We sneaked up from behind, and the people on the island will definitely not notice it." The wretched boss smiled and said, "A robbery must be a robbery. Brothers, grab your weapons and let me go." The man is killed, and the woman is left behind. This island belongs to our sea rat pirates. When the younger brothers heard the boss speak, they all shouted. The boss is mighty. The sea rat pirates are mighty. Come on. Come on, brothers. A group of people, about 30 people, headed towards the town in groups to kill. Their killing intent has been brewing for a long time, and they are going to release it today. Entering the forest, the pirate in front fell down. Then, the second pirate fell. After falling down 5 times in a row, the wretched boss arrived and stopped the younger brothers. The little brothers who fell down were all dead, they vomited blood, and there was a hole the size of a finger in the center of their chest. Before everyone died, they were full of panic, as if they had seen something terrible. The younger brothers in the back choked up and did not dare to move forward. More than 30 people rushed together, and 5 of them died suddenly. They don't know what's ahead, what's sneaking up on them. The unknown is the scariest and most worrying. Boss, what is it that sneaked up on us? Didn't you see it? The younger brothers shook their heads one after another, but they didn't see anything. The wretched boss squinted his eyes, he saw a shadow, and the younger brothers fell down. The hole in the chest does not look like a weapon, but like a finger. Is it possible? The hardness of the fingers is not enough to pass through the chest, unless the figure in front has good strength. Come out. Whoever has the ability to come out. Those who dare to kill my sea mouse and pirates, I think you don't know how to live or die. Find him, kill him, I want to quarter the body. The wretched boss raised his hand, and the brothers moved forward together. Fear is fear, but with the boss in front, they are not afraid. Above, Chen Qingtian looked down at them. If you want to find me, you are still too young. The boss will keep it first, kill the others, and then move him. Lift your feet. Tempest kick. A ray of light appeared on the feet, like the light of a knife. The feet fell, and the light of the knife shot from the feet. Puff. The light of the knife sank into the forest, and the body was separated. The neck was completely cut. Tempest kick. Tempest kick. Chen Qingtian, who is sneaking up, fires once and shifts the place. If you don't let them see it, you are the safest. Sneak attack. Marine 6 styles played different tricks by Chen Qingtian. The pirates died one after another, but they could not see the enemy. Messed up. They are messed up. A few more people died. Shave. Finger pistol. Finger pistol. The high-level finger pistol, after a month of training and upgrading, has reached the terrifying LV9, and the iron body is the highest, rising to LV10. Having collected the Marine 6 styles, Chen Qingtian is constantly improving the level of each move. Wait until he masters it and can comprehend the profound meaning of Marine 6 styles. For example, a certain leopard has comprehended the profound meaning, the 6 King spear that belongs to him. The number of people all fell down, and the number of people became smaller and smaller. With fewer people to rely on, the wretched boss chased Chen Qingtian angrily. His movements are too slow. In front of the LV6 shave, he can't keep up with Chen Qingtian's footsteps. Gone. Back again. One fell. Either the body was separated, or the body was cut in half. Either there is a hole in the chest, and the finger pistol attacks the heart. Or in a dangerous place like the head, if you get hit, you will definitely die. Chen Qingtian likes to solve problems at once, and doesn't want to make up for it. Shave. Finger pistol. The last younger brother fell, and more than 30 younger brothers all fell down. The ground was stained red. One after another, red and white liquid flowed out, disgusting. The smell of blood filled the air, showing the massacre. The remaining wretched boss was alone, and the huge pirate group was wiped out by Chen Qingtian alone. The lonely and wretched boss was furious and rushed towards Chen Qingtian. Asshole, I want you dead. Transform. The wretched boss turned into a mouse, a huge mouse, moving fast. With black hair standing up all over his body, his wretched appearance matches that of the pirate boss. Oh drink. Zone devil fruit, it's still a little mouse. I don't know how your defense is. Raise your hand, fingers out. Shave. Finger pistol. When the two met, the wretched boss ignored Chen Qingtian's finger pistol, resisted him with a finger, and wanted to kill Chen Qingtian. Do you want to exchange injuries for injuries? You don't think I will really be hurt by you, do you? Iron body. Chest, as hard as iron body. The finger pistol and the mouse's attack fell at the same time, and the defensive power of the wretched boss who turned into a mouse increased, and the finger pistol encountered a little obstacle. That's all. The barrier is broken, and the finger pistol penetrates the rat's body. Thick flesh and blood, finger pistol can't touch the heart. The mouse's eyes lit up, and the opportunity came. Go to hell. Crazy talon. One claw will kill you. Squeak. The sharp claws couldn't reach into Chen Qingtian's body, as if they had touched steel. The clothes were torn and the meat inside was hard. Do not. Finger pistol couldn't kill him instantly. Chen Qingtian made a fist with the other hand. There is a fierce aura surrounding the fist. In the mouse's eyes, that fist turned black. The entire fist turned into black, pitch black. He smelled danger, and if this punch fell, he would die. Don't want. With his miserable roar, the mouse's body made contact with Chen Qingtian's fist. Boom. Punch. The wretched pirate boss who turned into an animal was blasted to pieces. Flying all over the sky. Dead without a whole body. One punch. Smash. 30 years after this punch, Armament Hockey asked you if you were afraid? Oh, the strength can't be restrained, it's shattered, it's a pity. Armament ha killed too, so powerful, it's the same as abusing vegetables. It really is East Blue, what a weak pirate, Zone Devil Fruit on him is a complete waste. It didn't show the strength of the mouse Devil Fruit, and it didn't have the speed it should have. A little mouse, fight against me, you are also amazing. They're all dead, tisk tisk. Too weak to be effective as a workout. Chen Qingtian then went to the pirate ship to deal with the remaining people. A ship, into the bag. The above money belongs to Chen Qingtian. And on it, he found a different fruit. He hadn't seen a devil fruit with patterns before. Fortunately, he took a second look, otherwise, he would have ignored it. Hide the boat. Hide all the money. Don't worry about money during this time. The most precious thing is it, devil fruit. I don't know what type of devil fruit it is it zone, or paramecia, or logia? Collect it, it's almost time. Chen Qingtian, who was rushing back, didn't care about the corpse behind him. Soon, the beasts in the forest will come and eat them, smelling the blood. Few people come here, and when someone finds them, there will be no bones left. Back at the top of the mountain, the sun just came up. Garp looked at his father suspiciously. He smelled blood on his father. The strong smell of blood is different from the previous one. Not the blood of beasts, but human blood. Did the father go to kill someone? What are you looking at me for? Jump off. Garp turned back, staring at his father. He can be sure that his father is going to kill someone. Moreover, many people were killed. The smell of blood was strong. Garp didn't smell it carefully and jumped down. Garp, suspended in midair, stares into the distance. Who did father kill? How many? He was very curious, and decided to look for it after landing. Maybe I can discover some of my father's secrets. My God, how many died? Garp came to the edge of the forest and found a pile of dead bodies. Most of them were gnawed by wild beasts, and the remaining vague bones and flesh were connected. Counting the bodies on the ground, Garp was shocked. 36 corpses, father killed 36 people. They are pirates, they just landed, they were met by my father, and they killed them casually. The weapons on the ground prove their identities, and they want to go to the town to kill people. Touched by his father and killed. There's still the smell of blood, over there. Garp is very familiar with this forest, he has figured out every place. Once, living here alone, I was afraid even thinking about it. When they came to the shore, under the cliff, there were corpses. There is also a boat. Garp jumped down and stepped onto the boat. Empty ships with blood on them. Father killed many people, all in seconds. After searching for a long time, I couldn't find anything good. Father is moving too fast, take it all away, there is nothing left. When Garp was puzzled, there was a person standing behind him. Hands behind his back, smiling at him. Garp turned his head stiffly, and he saw his father's smiling face. At this moment, Garp's back felt cold, and sweat dripped down. He was terrified, was discovered by his father. Gulu. The little secret was discovered, and both father and son had Shao Juju. At this moment, they are presented in front of each other. Garp rubbed his hands together and said, "Father, can you teach me?" Garp wanted to learn this, not to write. After getting along for so long, he didn't even know that his father was so strong. Dozens of pirates, kill as soon as you say. The method was cruel, but Garp didn't think it was cruel. Pirates are not killed, the dead may be people in the town. Killing people in order to protect people, he felt that his father was doing the right thing. If it were him, he would do the same. In that small town, there are people they care about, and there are also a group of lovely people. Pirates, evil, cruel, extremely unscrupulous. For money, they can slaughter a village, or even a town. I heard many stories about the cruelty of pirates. Before, Garp has also seen pirates, killing people at every turn. It can be said that the ferocity of pirates is deeply rooted in Garp's heart. He wants to be strong, strong enough to protect everyone. Father, teach me. Chen Qingtian looked down at his son with firm eyes. He wants to be strong, he wants to protect others. Chen Qingtian understood this from his son's eyes. He said, "What you have to do now is to temper your body and lay a solid foundation. You haven't reached that point yet. When you get older, I will teach you." Garp. Garp stands at attention. Exist. The outside world is huge, and my father's strength is good in the town, but it's not worth mentioning outside. In that distant place, there are stronger people whose strength is enough to shake the world. Garp longed. The world outside is too big, and there are countless strong people. There are Marines, there are pirates, and Garp's dream is to join the Marines. He wants to be a Marine and protect all who need protection. Be true, Garp, and you will remember your words in the future. Don't let outside things change you, stick to yourself. Garp replied seriously. Yes, father, he will not change. This will be his creed in the future, never change. Go back, don't tell them what happened here. Garp nodded, he wouldn't say it. Father doesn't want people to know, so he doesn't let people know. Just as my father has always acted in a low-key manner, never reckless. Garp looked at his father's back, his eyes twinkled with little stars. I want to be this kind of person in the future. Silently protect others and become a hero. Next, Garp's workout got more serious. He worked hard to get himself to do more things, and the tasks that were done twice in the morning were automatically upgraded to 3 times. Shorten the time, spend less time playing with yourself, and find more time strengthening yourself. For a month, He felt that his strength was getting stronger, and he was getting stronger every day. In the evening, entered a new exercise. The multiplication table is memorized, and word teaching is carried out. Garp learned very seriously, without too much perfunctory before. Maybe it was stimulated. Chen Qingtian didn't need to look at him deliberately, and Garp didn't need to worry about himself. He started to receive rewards, hunted and killed pirates, and cared for success. Great rewards. Add 1 to armament hockey, add 2 to iron body, add 2 to finger pistol, add 2 to tempest kick. His strength strengthened again. The speed of strengthening is very fast. A month ago, he was still a little weak chicken. A month later, he had the ability to protect himself. At least in this small town, he can come and go freely. Take out devil fruit, the most classic and invincible fruit of One Piece. Due to luck, eating a good devil fruit will help me a lot in the future. In the early stage, Logia devil fruit is enhanced the most, but in the later stage, Logia devil fruit is not so important. Elementalization is the biggest bug in Logia devil fruit. People who don't know hockey in the early stage, basically no one can defeat them. In the later stage, I care about the development of devil fruit. Whoever has a higher degree of development will have stronger strength. Another point is that one's own physical skills, that is, all skills must be strong in order to reach the top. The devil fruit in front of him couldn't tell what kind of fruit it was. Do you want to eat or not? In case it's tasteless devil fruit. I'm most afraid of the strange devil fruit. Headache. If it's a mouse devil fruit, Chen Qingtian will wonder. Falling into hesitation, to eat or not to eat. Generally speaking, devil fruit will spawn new devil fruit near the dead devil fruit owner. Without the devil fruit illustrated book, Chen Qingtian would not be able to analyze it. The system is useless, except for tasks or tasks. I don't know how to care for myself, a weak person. System. Eat it, damn it. I'm sorry if I don't eat. It's a big deal, I'll concentrate on practicing gymnastics in the future. Grit your teeth, raise your head, and swallow. What an unpalatable fruit. Nausea. Take 1 bite and never want to take a second. Since then, he has been a landlubber. Swallow. After digesting the fruit, Chen Qingtian sensed his own body. Stronger, stronger, his hands are powerful. His body changed. Sensing the power inside his body, Chen Qingtian discovered that his devil fruit was not a mouse fruit. Rather. Glancing at the tortoise shell behind him, Chen Qingtian fell into silence. Green tortoise shell, with tortoise skin all over the body. Turtle fruit. I'm numb. I don't want to live anymore. 3 points uglier than the mouse devil fruit, Chen Qingtian wondered. Looking at his different self, he wanted to vomit. Why is this happening? God. Why are you doing this to me? Woo. I don't want it anymore. I regret it. I knew I would not eat it. Too bad. Another different morning. The 2 fathers and sons who were ready went out neatly dressed. It's time to go out once a month. Today I have a rest and go shopping in the town. They don't have many things at home. They have run out of paper and pens, and they don't have many daily necessities. Garp stared at his father resentfully. Last night, his father wailed all night, making it impossible to sleep. With dark circles under his eyes, he didn't sleep all night. Every time I just fell asleep, my father wailed. He wanted to scold someone, but if he couldn't beat him, he would rush out and beat his father unconscious. Before going out, the 2 of them practiced for a while, and the result was clear. 1 Garp per punch, 1 Garp per kick. Garp was abused, and there were sore spots all over his body. But he was not unhappy, but asked for more sparring. Father, can you be gentle in the future? Chen Qingtian asked suspiciously. Why? I'm already very light. Garp grumbled, I'm still a child. Chen Qingtian. Next time, definitely be lighter. The 2 talked while walking, all the way to the town. Garp leaves every day to play alone. Now Chen Qingtian is completely assured that Garp's strength is still acceptable, and his strength is very strong now. The combat experience is not bad, and he is not afraid of encountering punks. Besides, the little gangsters in the town have been dealt with by him, and they dare not come out again. Garp circled around and went to their old place. Sengoku, long wait. When he was free, he practiced boxing alone in the open space. Every move, like a novice. There is a little sister next to him, watching Sengoku practice boxing seriously. Seeing Garp coming, the little girl smiled and raised her hand. Garp, here, come here. Xiaohei. Why are you here? Garp was sitting next to Xiaohei. He pointed at Sengoku and asked, what happened to Sengoku? Is Sengoku stimulated by practicing boxing for no reason? Xiaohei shook his head. I don't know, I came over in the morning and saw him practicing boxing alone. Garp watched Sengoku's movements, so weak. Not standard, Every move is full of the taste of vegetable chicken. It's like exercising yourself at the beginning. Xiaohei looked at the changed Garp and asked, Garp, why have you been there recently? Why are you black and growing up? Taller, darker, the whole person exudes a different breath. Garp raised his small arm, revealing the muscles on it. Seeing that there is no Xiaohei, what is this? Shouting Garp, showing his figure. After Xiaohei saw it, little stars appeared in his eyes. Wow, Garp, you actually have muscles. Layered muscles, Kong Wu powerful. Sengoku heard the voice and came over to look. I'll go. Garp, how do you work out? He also wants such muscles, so handsome. If I had such muscles, I would definitely be able to fascinate thousands of girls. Garp said, I have been exercising at home recently, and now I am not on the same level as you. You guys are going to call me Brother Garp from now on, do you hear me? So arrogant. It's so embarrassing. Sengoku can't take it, he's the big brother. How can you call him Brother Garp? Garp, I want to fight you. Garp shook his head. It's boring, you are definitely not my opponent. Sengoku was not convinced. Impossible, you are as tall as me, I will beat you, Garp. Sengoku, who doesn't believe in evil, wants to fight to the death with Garp, and it's up to him to decide who is the big brother. The loser is the younger brother, and his elder brother's dignity cannot be lost. A battle is about to begin. Happened often in the past, mostly Sengoku victories. Xiaohei stepped back and let them fight. Sengoku vs Garp, begin. 5 seconds later. Sengoku fell. His fist couldn't reach Garp. He took a few punches from Garp himself and fell down. Instantly end the battle. Garp kills Sengoku in seconds. Sengoku was dumbfounded. Xiaohei was also dumbfounded. The two couldn't believe it. Sengoku was instantly killed and couldn't hold Garp's punches. Xiaohei. No way, Garp, are you so strong? Sengoku stood up, his stomach still hurting. He said aggrievedly, Garp, you are so strong, give me another punch, I have to see a doctor. Garp smirked and said, I only use 5 points of strength, I didn't expect you to be so good. Sengoku. Can you be an individual? Can't you talk nicely? Sengoku eagerly asked. Garp, in just 1 month, you have become so strong, how did you change? Good friends ask. Garp knows everything. Tell me about your recent happy life, focusing on choosing the good ones. The bad ones are all omitted. After hearing this, Sengoku was full of anticipation. Garp, can you take me with you? He also wants to become stronger. Later, he's going to punch a Garp. Xiaohei stared at them curiously. She also wanted to become stronger, but that method was not suitable for her. Sure. Sengoku, I'll be happier with you here. It's hard to be the same. He wanted to see Sengoku crying, it would be quite exciting. Father will not let him down. Wait until you go back with me. How about staying at my house these days? Sengoku replied without thinking. Okay, I'll go back and talk to my father. Sengoku went back. Garp is waiting. Chen Qingtian has finished purchasing, and all the materials needed for 1 month have been purchased. He deliberately bought twice as much, and as time passed, the more they ate, the more they used. Meet the big beauty Kareem and talk to each other. The big beauty Kareem hasn't seen Garp for a long time, and she misses it a little. She gave Garp some clothes, which she made herself. Chen Qingtian was flattered and thanked him again and again. After saying goodbye to the big beauty Kareem, Chen Qingtian went to find Garp. The little punks on the street disappeared, and they went to work as laborers. Self-reliance, Chen Qingtian saw them and was happy for their changes. When the few gangsters saw Chen Qingtian, they all smiled. After giving a few more instructions, Chen Qingtian bid them farewell, and the gangsters breathed a sigh of relief that they escaped unharmed. Come on, Garp. After finding Garp, Chen Qingtian smiled and waved. Seeing the little girl next to him, he raised his eyebrows, and he recognized that she was one of Garp's good friends. Little Crane, come, eat donuts. Xiaohei hurriedly took it, bowed down and thanked. Thank you, uncle. I held the donuts and ate them happily. Garp also took one to eat, and the two of them sat together to eat. Chen Qingtian didn't rush them, he waited until they finished eating. On the opposite side, a little friend ran over quickly, holding a package in his hand. Staggering to Garp, he watched curiously as Garp and Xiaohei were eating donuts, but he didn't, and his mouth clicked. Sengoku, huh, donuts? Sengoku nodded, he wanted to eat. Give. Thank you, uncle. 2 people became 3 people. Sit and eat donuts together. The 3 talked and laughed, relying on each other. Looking at their backs, Chen Qingtian couldn't help feeling emotional. Children are always children, easy to satisfy, and not so much trouble. I hope they will not be changed by life in the future. Just be happy all the time. Back to the residence, it was getting late. There are two people standing behind, Garp and Sengoku. Sengoku looks excited, he can finally eat the grilled meat, the delicious grilled meat in Garp's mouth. And he can practice with Garp and strengthen himself, and he will become as powerful as Garp. The weak self is too incompetent, and Sengoku can't do anything he doesn't want to do. When he was young, he could make excuses, but when he was young, he still failed to achieve anything, and he would feel that he was a failure. Garp, I'm hungry. Garp turned his head, with a big smile on his face. You can eat barbecue soon, Sengoku, hold on for a while. He laughed inwardly, Sengoku, you are going to die. Blessed to share with you, I am your Sengoku best friend, I will not let you suffer alone. We are brothers, we have something to do together. Don't worry, Sengoku, I won't leave you alone. Sengoku was moved to tears, good friend, good confidant. They almost hugged each other and sighed with each other. Barbecue time is up. Chen Qingtian, in order to cleanse Sengoku, Garp's friend, the future Martial Marine, is now just a kid playing with mud. To give him a good impression, after eating and drinking, their nightmare begins. Wait a while, don't worry. Sengoku stood in front of the barbecue, drooling. He hadn't eaten barbecue for a long time, smelled the aroma, stood in front of the barbecue, and couldn't move. Sengoku stared at the grilled meat, the hot aroma wafting through his nostrils. Garp pushed Sengoku. Wait a minute, it's not that fast, Sengoku. I know. Sengoku patted his head, he couldn't take his eyes off the barbecue. He was afraid that they would not call him when they were eating barbecue. Sengoku decided to eat this barbecue today. After a quarter of an hour, the barbecue was finished, and the three of them sat in front of the barbecue and shared it with each other. Chen Qingtian asked Sengoku, how long do you plan to stay? Sengoku was eating barbecue and was not in the mood to talk to Chen Qingtian. Garp helped, saying, Sengoku talked to his parents for a month, and then a month later. For a month, Sengoku's parents were also relieved. Still, a month is about the same. At that time, Sengoku wanted to leave, but he couldn't. Sengoku said, I said it was 1 month. In fact, I have the final say on how long to live, and my parents don't care about me. Chen Qingtian was puzzled. Sengoku added, they are very busy now and don't have time to take care of me. They usually leave me at home alone to look after the house. It doesn't matter if I am at home or not. They are worried that no one will help to look after me. With your help, they don't know how happy they are. Parents who have to work to earn money are busy earning money every day. Sometimes, I don't go home for several days. Sengoku has become a left-behind child, and his safety has become the biggest concern of his parents. With Chen Qingtian's help, they are naturally happy. Chen Qingtian also understood that it was all for life. Half an hour into the roast, they ate a lot. Sengoku was so stuffed, he rubbed his belly, it was swollen. Satisfied, Sengoku lay on the ground, looking up to the sky. So happy. Father Garp is so kind, his barbecue is so delicious. After packing up, Garp pulled up Sengoku. Pull him to a place where Garp usually attends class. Sengoku wondered, Garp, what are we doing here? Garp smiled and said, lesson, Sengoku, don't you want to experience my happiness? We are brothers, we share blessings, and I will never forget you. Sengoku was touched again. Garp really remembered me, woohoo, so touched. For the next 2 hours, Sengoku wanted to kill Garp. Study, copy. His hands never stopped, his body was resisting the class. What is Chen Qingtian talking about? Why he can't understand? Drowsy, he wanted to go back to sleep. Seeing Chen Qingtian holding a stick and intimidating them, Garp learned consciously and didn't want to do anything else. Uncle, can I go back? What do you think? Chen Qingtian narrowed his eyes. Sengoku asked again. I don't think I'm suitable for studying, uncle. Chen Qingtian smiled and said, I think you are very suitable, what do you think? I don't want you to feel, I want me to feel. Garp snickered, brother Sengoku, don't even think about running away. Entered a den of thieves, you want to leave, is it possible? Chen Qingtian's sternness frightened Sengoku, he didn't want to study, there was no way, the threat was too great. The stick will fall at any time, and he has to accept the care and love from the teacher. Whether it is a son or not, everyone cares about it. How can Chen Qingtian let him leave? Since he is here, let's exercise together. Exercising 1 is exercising, and exercising 2 is also exercising. It's the same. And Sengoku seems to be much smarter than Garp, the future Marshal of Marine. How can he not understand the importance of learning? If you don't study today, you will become useless tomorrow. You have to study every day. Is it difficult to squeeze out 2 hours a day to study? Time is squeezed out. If you can't squeeze it out, I will squeeze it out for you. Playing is a thing for children. When you two grow up, you need to know how to be self-reliant. Don't think about running, and don't think about playing tricks. You can't escape, especially you, Sengoku, come here and stay at ease. Sengoku was bitter, he wanted to run. Pack up his things and leave tomorrow morning, but Chen Qingtian's words gave him a blow in the head. Garp smiled and said, Sengoku, don't think about it, just stay at ease. Look at me, I never thought of running away. If you can't run, you might as well stay at ease. Another night of torture. Sengoku finished studying, he stared at Garp angrily. Why didn't you tell me? Garp scratched his head. You didn't ask me. Sengoku. Very annoying. Want to hit someone. You didn't mean to trick me, did you? What I want to become stronger is not this, what I want is another. Garp pressed his hand and said, don't think about it, you will know tomorrow. Don't even think about running then, you'll experience my happiness soon, brother Sengoku. Seeing Garp's smile, Sengoku was scared. I always feel that things are not that simple. Among them, there is a conspiracy that he does not know. It's over, it's in the den of thieves. I can't run away. He was hit. Garp is really unreliable. Ding, mission completed. Caring for the success of Sengoku, the future Marine Marshal, you have to study hard. Fruit Development +2, Iron Body +1, Armament Hockey +1, Observation Hockey +1. Big outbreak. Sengoku gave a lot of rewards, and Chen Qingtian couldn't be more satisfied. Observation Hockey, he also learned. After receiving the reward, learn it immediately. Then, he could hear a different voice. Everything around has changed. He also seemed to be able to feel the behavior of the two friends in the room. Very clear. The observation hockey in the early stage is really easy to use. These two little guys, you will have a lot of fun tomorrow. Chen Qingtian has already arranged the task for tomorrow. The next day. Beautiful morning. After breakfast, Sengoku followed Garp and the others to the bottom of the mountain in a daze, with a stone on each side. Huge stones, and hillsides full of traces. There are various traces of being smashed by huge boulders on it. Looking at Garp again, he is familiar with standing behind a relatively large stone, waiting for orders. Sengoku stood where he was, looking at Garp stupidly. Garp pointed to another stone and said, you go over there. Sengoku returned to his position, staring at Garp in bewilderment, imitating Garp's movement to push the stone. He looked at Chen Qingtian, not understanding what he was going to do. Ahem. First time Sengoku, Garp, show Sengoku. Garp said with a smile. Sengoku, watch it. Next, we have to resist the boulder. Yes, it is the top. It's carried up, you can push it up, I don't mind. No matter how much time you use, you just need to get the rocks on it, understand? Sengoku was even more confused. What the hell, such a big stone, you let me resist it. Are you kidding me? Garp said seriously. Do you think I look like I'm joking? Then, Garp began to climb the mountain with a huge boulder on his shoulders. I'll go first, you think slowly. There are surprises in the back. Garp is gone, literally carrying a boulder up a mountain. That movement was very slow, like a turtle crawling. But Sengoku didn't dare to laugh at him, because he also wanted to climb the mountain. Squat down, use your strength, but you can't lift it up. A bit heavy. Sengoku looked at Chen Qingtian, and Chen Qingtian also looked at Sengoku. It's heavy? Sengoku nodded. Can't bear it? Sengoku nodded again. Don't want to go up? Sengoku wanted to nod, and Chen Qingtian's wooden stick was raised. Sengoku turned pale with fright. F*K it, really hit it. He dodges and hastened to use his strength. Either get beaten, or go up. Sengoku is not stupid, he still has to climb up after being beaten. Why not climb up? Get up for me, flushed. His feet were trembling, and his hands were tightly holding onto the boulder. Stand up. Stone, get up. Carrying. He took the first step tremblingly, very tired, and his whole body refused. Sengoku gritted his teeth and took the second step forward. There was a deep footprint under his feet. Looking up, there is still a long way to go. Garp had already covered some distance, his speed, keep it up. Neither fast nor slow, very regular. It is estimated that it will not be long before he can reach the top of the mountain. Sengoku finally understands what Garp is usually facing. What the hell, it's like this every day, how strong is it? Get stronger, there are no shortcuts. Full of hard tears and sweat, Sengoku can't be left behind, he's no worse than Garp. I can go up the mountain too, I can. Sengoku, come on. 1 2 1. Step by step, move forward. Tired, that's for sure. Sweat fell like crazy, and the sun was so hot that his whole body was drenched. The sea breeze is blowing and it is a little cooler. Sengoku raised his head and walked a third of the way. He was really tired. Beside, stood a man. He was staring at himself. Don't give yourself a chance to be lazy. The stick in your hand will drop at any time. When he was exercising, he was also exercising. Climbing mountains is not just my own business. Sengoku couldn't help but be amazed as he struggled forward step by step. Uncle, who climbed the mountain empty-handed, why there are deep footprints under his feet. Little did they know that Chen Qingtian was also exercising at the moment. He wasn't carrying a boulder, but his body was even heavier. The ability of the tortoise fruit is to focus on defense, and it also has strong vitality and recovery ability. Another point, Chen Qingtian can use the weight of the turtle fruit to exercise himself. You don't need to carry things, and automatically adjust your own weight, so that you can exercise yourself. The degree of fruit development has improved, and Chen Qingtian has a little understanding of the basic abilities of the turtle fruit. At least it's not as simple as Logia devil fruit, which cannot be elementalized. The power of zone devil fruit lies in itself. After eating devil fruit, my physical strength has increased by nearly 10 times, especially the defense. Strong vitality and recovery ability, and my ability to control the turtle fruit is added to myself, thus forming a certain restraint. That's all I can do at the moment. It takes a long way to fully transform into a turtle with the use of basic abilities. The use of zone devil fruit has 3 stages. The first is naturally the human body. At this stage, there is nothing to show, and it has some skills of animals. The second stage is the complete animal body. Incarnate as an animal, you can have the vitality, defense ability, attack power and so on of the animal. This stage is also the initial use of animal abilities. The third stage is the combination of animals and humans, half animals and half humans. This stage requires a lot of proficiency. To do this, a large amount of animal devil fruit should be used and memorized into the body. These 3 stages are not difficult to complete, and can be achieved with more practice. The next step is another stage of development. Whether it is a phantom beast devil fruit depends on your development. For example, the fruit of Teacher Kaido was originally Yu fruit, which is used by ordinary people. Even if it is a phantom beast, it cannot be developed like Teacher Kaido, and can only simply use the basic abilities of Yu fruit. The last step is awakening. Every devil fruit can be awakened. The awakening of zone devil fruit is quite typical. After awakening, its own power will be greatly improved. The awakening of paramecia will be carried out according to the degree of personal development, and generally speaking, it can affect the surrounding environment. I don't know if my tortoise fruit is a phantom beast fruit, but it shouldn't be bad. Developing devil fruit, tempering the body, self is the root. Now my body strength is more than 10 times that of before. As my exercise deepens, my body will become stronger. Armament hockey and observation hockey also need to be improved. Focus on improving these, as well as combat methods. It is relatively monotonous at present and needs to develop its own methods. Combined with devil fruit, a unique attack method is developed. Chen Qingtian has been thinking a lot during this time. In order to save his life in the future, he needs to become stronger. Only the strong are qualified to speak. By the way, exercise the 2 little ones and let them experience the taste of love. One day in the future, after they have achieved something, they will think of themselves and maybe thank me. Sengoku, don't stop, look at Garp, he's already reached the top. Sengoku, resting, was forced to get up. He gritted his teeth and climbed up. Garp has reached the top. The man above waves at Sengoku, then pushes the boulder. The boulder rolls down, in the direction of Sengoku. F*K. Garp, all F*Ku. Murder himself. Garp really has no good intentions. Ruined. Sengoku cannot be avoided. Carry the boulder by yourself, or get hit by yourself. Either throw away the boulder by yourself and leave the dangerous place, but it's too late. Seeing. The boulder is in front of you. It's over, I'm going to die. Close your eyes. Sengoku waits to die. The speed of the boulder was too fast, and Garp gave him strength. Sengoku wanted to run, but the boulder was already in front of him. It must be ugly to be run over by a boulder. I don't know if my father will be particularly sad after seeing my death. Will Xiaohei be particularly sad when he sees me dead? Garp, you bastard, in the next life, Laozi will be the first to kill you. Wait and wait. There was no pain, and he did not die. It seems that I am fine. I'm fine. Opening his eyes, Sengoku looked at himself suspiciously. My position has not changed. Where is the boulder? Looking up, the boulder is right in front of you, very close. And in front of the boulder, there is a person standing. He raised his hand, picked up the boulder with one hand, and threw it lightly. The boulder, overtaking him, fell to the ground behind, smashing a deep hole. Back in place, no scrolling. What to see? continue to climb the mountain. Sengoku was stunned. Oh. Feeling terrified, Sengoku stared at Chen Qingtian while crawling. How much strength is needed to intercept the boulder and throw it down? Garp's father is very strong, at least in the small town, there is no one stronger than him. Even Aunt Kareem couldn't hold the stone down. In the small town, the strongest woman, Aunt Kareem, is very powerful, and few men are her opponents. Even so, no one could easily intercept the boulder and throw it. So strong. Good pervert. No wonder Garp dared to do this, it turns out his father is so strong. How Chen Qingtian appeared, they were a little far away, but in an instant, he was able to come over and intercept the boulder. Sengoku didn't see it, he felt a gust of wind, and the boulder stopped. We're still halfway there. Sengoku stopped to rest, startled. He rested for a while, and wanted to ask Chen Qingtian several times. They were all shocked by Chen Qingtian's footsteps, such deep footprints. Such a thick body. Slow down, Garp is going to catch up to you. Sengoku heard this and looked back. Garp, start climbing. For the second climb, Garp has already started. Sengoku was dumbfounded when Garp appeared behind him. Isn't he on top of the mountain? Hey Sengoku, wait for me, I'll be right there. There is no reason for this. Sengoku couldn't let him catch up. Do you want to save your own face? No, I have to climb up quickly. After he catches up with me, he will definitely laugh at me. Sengoku's dignity, his face, was on full display at this moment. Climb the mountain hard without resting or thinking about anything else. Where there is comparison, there is pressure. Two little friends are working hard and competing with each other. I don't want to lose to the opponent, so I can only work hard to move forward and become stronger. After climbing a certain distance, Sengoku was so tired that he couldn't bear it anymore. Garp, getting closer. Sengoku calculates the distance, he will be overtaken. Not surprisingly, I'm not as fast as Garp. Soon, Garp caught up, and he smiled and said, "It's so slow, Sengoku, can you hurry up? I'm after you, Sengoku. Isn't it a surprise? Isn't it surprising? You are too slow. Take your time, Sengoku, don't rush. I'll take a step first, you crawl slowly." Garp, pass Sengoku quickly. His pace is faster. Greatly satisfied, Garp said with a smile, "Ha ha ha, Sengoku is behind me, ah ha ha." The mocking laughter continued, Sengoku's face flushed. Scholars can be killed, but not humiliated. Follow me. The sound is loud, but the thunder is small. Sengoku, unable to catch up with Garp, who has been exercising for more than a month. One step at a time. Garp has gone far. Sengoku, can't catch up. Chen Qingtian said from the side, "Don't worry, don't compare with him, it's not bad for you to be able to climb up now. He used to be just like you, slowly. Now your strength is not enough. After you exercise for a week, maybe you can climb up faster. Young people, take it easy. If you are restless and impatient, you will not be able to achieve great things." Sengoku nodded upon hearing that. Take your time, do your own business, other people's business, and have nothing to do with yourself. How capable and how great things can be done. Everyone's energy is limited, so we can't blindly compare ourselves with others. Garp also came here step by step. At first, he climbed once in the morning and once in the afternoon. The next 2 times, 4 times a day, he wanted to cry at that time, think about how miserable it is. Up to now, he can climb 3 times, which is far beyond my expectation. According to your situation, twice a day is the limit, and it is difficult to do it more than once. Besides, there's more than mountain climbing in the future. Chen Qingtian glanced at Sengoku with a terrifying smile. At least to Sengoku, Uncle's smile is scary and obscene. Behind, there must be more terrible things. There is still 1/5 of the way, and we will reach the top soon. Come on, Sengoku. Garp summited. He goes down again. From below began his third ascent. The first time, the second time, and the third time, he still wanted to surpass, it was impossible. One thing can be 2, not 3. I can't lose, this time. I'm faster than him. It's hard to climb here, and I can't lose anymore. Sengoku is strong and unwilling to lose. Garp is the same, he wants to win. He's going to crush Sengoku, he can't let him get ahead of him. You have to laugh at him, and then see how miserable he jumped off. Will Sengoku cry? Haha, thinking of Sengoku crying makes me want to laugh. The more Garp thinks, the more vigorous he is, charge. The boulder is like air. Garp speeds up to catch up, Sengoku hasn't reached the top yet, he still has a chance. Sengoku, wait for me. Sengoku, slow down. Garp roared from behind and Sengoku fought from the front. The power is disparity, Garp, catch up again. He followed behind Sengoku and said with a smile, I'm here again, Sengoku, are you happy? Sengoku ignored Garp, he just wanted to move forward, he didn't want to lose. Say a word more, spend a little more energy, he's going to climb mountains with more effort than crap. Sengoku, you can't beat me. Look at me, how easy it is. It said it was easy, but Garp was actually not easy. He climbed 3 times and was very, very tired. In the end, the two climbed up almost at the same time. For the moment, they gasped. Sengoku lay on the ground, moaning helplessly. The boulder was lowered. Then, Garp grinned and said, there's something more interesting, Sengoku. He saw the cliff, and Garp grinned and said, go down, Sengoku. Sengoku's eyes widened, don't you mean jump from here? Do you dare to go down from here all the time, and then go to the bottom and climb up? Look down, it's so high, it will kill you. Garp smiled and said, let's go, Sengoku. Sengoku shook his head. Then, he flew out. Do not. Help me. Garp jumped off without his father's hands. The moment the two went down, they looked at each other. If we want to share difficulties and share blessings, Xiaohei should also come to experience the joy of bungee jumping. Ah. Garp. The two fell to the ground one after another. Sengoku was hanging on the tree and couldn't get down. The position is awkward, similar to where Garp landed before. Not dangerous, but thrilling. The moment it landed, it was thrilling. There is an illusion of being alive after death, and Sengoku is hanging on it, unable to move. Garp. Garp, where are you? Garp heard the sound, moved closer, and looked up. Sure enough, it was a familiar position, and Sengoku was hung on it. Sengoku, are you happy? Sengoku didn't speak, he stared at Garp. Garp didn't intend to let him down immediately, but smiled and watched the show. Sengoku, you can come down if you want, call Big Brother. Sengoku. Well you Garp, take advantage of the fire. No, Sengoku is bloody. So tough, I like it, Sengoku, so bye-bye. I'm leaving, you go on. After 2 steps, Sengoku couldn't hold on. Garp, help. Garp shook his head. Unless you are called Big Brother, don't even think about coming down. Sengoku turned his head. Impossible, impossible in this lifetime. Garp left. Sengoku gritted his teeth and got down by himself. The pain is the pain point, I can't be without dignity. Boom. Sengoku fell to the ground, hurt. He got up and went to settle accounts with Garp. 3 or 2 times, he was pushed to the ground. I can't beat it. What should I do? Garp said, don't even think about it, Sengoku, you can't be my match. Sengoku got up and snorted coldly. Not now, maybe in the future. He won't lose all the time. As the two walked back together, Sengoku asked Garp, how did you get by? Garp didn't want to recall the pain, he spread his hands. That's it, I was even worse then. Then, he described his situation at the time. Climbing a mountain is completely desperate for survival. Alone, spent a horrible month. After listening, Sengoku was dumbfounded. It turned out that Garp had experienced worse. You were miserable. Garp nodded. It was miserable at the time, but with you by my side, I don't feel miserable. Sengoku was furious, but couldn't refute, he was blinded by the barbecue. Garp, the bastard, actually concealed the most important thing. Had he known so, he might not have come. If you want to be happy, you can find Xiaohei. If you can't find anyone to bully, isn't there Xiaohei? Sengoku thought, yes, he can't suffer by himself. Xiaohei, I'm sorry. When the time comes, he will find a way to get Xiaohei to come over. When the time comes, the 3 of them will share the difficulties and share the blessings. You cannot enjoy love alone. The two laughed and walked together. Town. Xiaohei was bored playing alone. Without Garp, there is no Sengoku. Alone, so boring. She raised her head and murmured, it's so boring. Why don't I go exercise with Sengoku, Garp and the others? She didn't want to go, she was a weak girl, how could she do that kind of thing? It's boring without friends, playing alone every day is boring. Forget it, I'll go for a month too. Decided, go home, pack your things. Xiaohei bid farewell to his parents and told them where to go, and his parents agreed very much. The daughter has grown up and has a mind of her own. You have to pay attention, you are a girl, you have to protect yourself. I came back to my father after being wronged, you know? Outside, you need to do more and talk less. Here, I will keep this money for you, just in case. Thanks Mom. With the care of his parents, Xiaohei left the house with a burden and headed in that direction. Garp's house, she has been there several times. One of a kind home, easily recognizable. Walked for half an hour. Xiaohei found it, a completely changed house, very luxurious. It's not the bad house before. This month, after Chen Qingtian's renovations and improvements, the house is no longer the house it was before. There are several more rooms, 2 people, and a mountain. They need as much space as they want to build a house. In front of the door, a lot of vegetables and some food were planted. There are all kinds of grains, and behind the house, fruit trees are planted in the cleared place. The only difference is that there is no stream at the entrance. If there is, it will be more perfect. Xiaohe stared at the house, very happy. Knock on the door. Anyone there? Garp, are you home? No one responded. Xiaohe stood at the door and waited. Finding a chair and sitting down, she held her head and waited. Time passed by every minute and every second. She was going to sleep. Hearing the sound, Xiaohe stood up and stared in the direction of the sound. Sengoku, wait and eat more. Sengoku, Garp, you too. Garp mocked. Eat more, try to catch up with me. Sengoku clenched his fist. Sure, I won't lose to you again. The 2 little friends were fighting, and Chen Qingtian followed behind. In his hand was a dead wild boar, huge in size. Enough for the 3 of them for today's lunch, exercise, and meat. To keep up with nutrition, Chen Qingtian is not stingy. Children don't eat much, and his meal alone is several times that of theirs. Observation Hockey sensed someone. It was Xiaohe. Chen Qingtian saw it, and he smiled and said, wait a minute, there will be a surprise. The 2 don't understand what surprise is. Garp asked, Father, are you going to teach me real fighting? Sengoku looked eager. We'll find out later. Home. Sengoku and Garp wondered what the surprise was when a sound woke them up. Sengoku, Garp. Xiaohe waved her hand gracefully. She was very gentle and shy. Hearing this, Sengoku and Garp raised their heads and saw that it was Xiaohe. They rushed over to hug Xiaohe. Xiaohe. Why are you here? Garp said. Xiaohe, you are finally here. Sengoku. The 2 were in different moods, but most of them were happy. With another little partner, life will be more fun later on. Xiaohe, come, sit down. How long are you going to stay? Garp asked. Sengoku saw Xiaohe's baggage and knew that she was just like him. Very nice. One more person brings more fun. The person who is suffering is no longer himself, but also Xiaohe. 1 month, me. Before Xiaohe could finish speaking, Garp jumped up excitedly. 1 month is good, good, good. I, Garp, can pretend in front of Xiaohe. Haha, Xiaohe will definitely be shocked when he sees my heroic appearance. Sengoku pushed Garp away. He didn't know what someone was thinking. He welcomed, Xiaohe, welcome. Xiaohe hummed lightly. Then Nanuo shouted to Chen Qingtian, Uncle, hello. Okay, Xiaohe is here too, welcome, welcome. Xiaohe smiled. Thank you Uncle. Please take care of Uncle for the next month. Of course, Uncle will take good care of you, Xiaohe. Chen Qingtian welcomes polite little girls, especially beautiful ones. Ding, care for women, respect women, and develop a civilized society. Exercising Xiaohe, women in the new era must have the ability to protect themselves. Girls must protect themselves when they go out. Mission. Caring starts lightly. Girls should be treated gently. Think about the mission, and issue the mission. The reward depends on the mission. Remarks. Great rewards, Uncle. The lunch is sumptuous, and Xiaohe is welcome. There are girls here, and the house is lively. The 2 little ghosts are the happiest. Garp, who usually doesn't like to wash dishes, took the initiative to do the dishes today and offered to help with work. Very strange. Garp does all the housework by himself. Sengoku wants to help, but he doesn't. Sengoku and Xiaohe stood beside each other with arms folded, looking at you quietly. You continue to perform, we don't get involved. In the afternoon, it was the beginning of the tragedy. Xiaohe looked at the 2 suspiciously, and they came to the foot of the mountain, where there were 2 huge rocks in the messy ground. Sengoku and Garp came to the back of the boulder, and Xiaohe was at a loss by himself. She stood behind Garp, and Garp said, Xiaohe, you don't have to come, you can stand over there and play with you after we finish exercising. Xiaohe shook his head. I want to exercise too, I can't hold back. You become stronger, but she is weak alone. Xiaohe doesn't allow this kind of thing to happen, she wants to become strong enough to beat the 2 of them. You can't be bullied by yourself, even if you can't fight normally, how can you keep being bullied by them in the future? Garp said. If you want to become stronger, go to my father, he has a way to make you stronger. Xiaohe's eyes widened. Really? She is very happy, as long as she can become stronger, nothing else matters. Garp smiled and said, really, but it's very hard. Inside. Will my father favor girls over boys? Will there be special treatment? Xiaohe is a girl, so don't exercise too much. After Xiaohei tried it, he might be afraid. Sengoku stood by and rolled his eyes. Damn Garp, he wanted to bully Xiaohei, and it wasn't enough to bully himself, he was simply insane. Xiaohei, don't worry, you can rest for a few days. Exercising is too hard, you have thin skin and tender flesh, just watch us exercise. Garp echoed. Yeah. Xiaohei clenched his fists. I am not weaker than you, if you can do it, I can do it too. Xiaohei, will do what I say. I'm not weak, you can't underestimate me. With the stimulation of Sengoku and Garp, Xiaohei wants to exercise more and more, and he cannot let them underestimate. She summoned up her courage, came to Chen Qingtian, raised her head, and said seriously, Uncle, please exercise me. Chen Qingtian lowered his head and saw the little beauty, and his mood was different. Although he is a little kid, Xiaohei will be a great beauty in the future, and he can see the embryo now. The facial features are cute, a small one, and the stubborn look is so attractive. I really want to pinch her cheeks, after 2 years, she won't be so cute. Can you bear the pain? Xiaohei raised his head and chest, and nodded firmly. Chen Qingtian asked again. Are you afraid of hard work? Xiaohei shook his head. Chen Qingtian asked for the 3rd time. Will you give up halfway? I don't like people who give up halfway, or they don't exercise. Once you start, you can't say no to exercise. You have to think about it, so that I won't be so cruel. After all, if you are such a cute little girl, it will be bad, right? Xiaohei was suddenly a little scared. Beaten? Want to be beaten? Sengoku and Garp began to provoke. Xiaohei, forget it, give up. It's very painful for uncle to hit someone. Did you see that stick? It hurts me when it hits you. Garp gave Sengoku a blank look, and said, Xiaohei, don't trust Sengoku, my father won't beat you, so don't worry. If he dares to hit you, I won't make it easy for him. I will add ingredients to his meals, and I will make him sleep well every day. After hearing this, Xiaohei became even more eager. Uncle, I can do it. Chen Qingtian is satisfied. The girls in One Piece world are very strong, they don't have the reserve and weakness of little girls, they are born strong in heart. Maybe it's because I've seen all kinds of ruthless killings, and I don't like my own weakness and strength, which is the only way to survive. If you are not strong, you will always be bullied. Xiaohei doesn't like being bullied, and he doesn't like being controlled by others. So what about pirates? So what if you have weapons? She is fearless. In the future, she will clean up all the pirates nearby, and restore the world to a clear sky. Very well, now that you have decided, let's begin. First of all, you have just arrived, and I won't be so unfeeling. How about this, you start with a little exercise. As a father, he respects women and knows how to care for little girls. You are still young, I want special treatment. Xiaohei was immediately unhappy after hearing this. No, I don't want special treatment. She pointed to Garp and Sengoku and said, I want to be like them. Chen Qingtian rubbed his temples. Little sister, don't be so arrogant. Let's be a little bit nicer to ourselves. Xiaohei has always been determined to be like Garp. Sengoku. Chen Qingtian was speechless. Find a stone and let Xiaohei pass. You don't climb the mountain yet. Why are you looking at me? Do you want to be beaten? The stick was raised, and the two were frightened and went to climb the mountain. Garp walks in front, Sengoku in the back. The hard work in the morning has led to the fact that the speed is not as fast as in the morning. Sengoku quietly asked Garp. Hey, Garp, why are you prodding Xiaohei? Garp smiled. He, don't you want to see Xiaohei feel uncomfortable? Sengoku wanted to nod, thinking that with Garp around, he couldn't find out. How is it possible? You think I'm you? I can't make Xiaohei suffer. Garp glanced at him and laughed. Come on, what are you thinking? Don't I know? Sengoku buried himself in climbing the mountain, and did not continue to entangle with Garp. Xiaohei couldn't push it, she didn't have enough strength. The boulder was motionless. It is estimated that it will take a while to achieve the same level as Sengoku and Garp. After a dozen attempts, she stayed put. Chen Qingtian said, okay, you should take the first step and increase your strength. Come on. Do 1,000 push-ups first. Watch what I do, get down, hurry up. 1,000 push-ups, one cannot be more, and one cannot be less. I can't finish it, you have to do it here tonight, when you finish it, when you go back. Xiaohei got down and turned into a heartless machine. Superior. Down. Superior. Down. Up and down. Push-ups are not difficult, and she did the dozens before without any effort. Behind, the speed slowed, and her hands were tired. 152. 153. 154. When it was more than 100, Xiaohei was already sweating. Her body was shaking, and she gritted her teeth and did push-ups. Standard action. Don't go down halfway, if you want to go down, go all the way. A 90-degree angle, do it for me. Don't look at them, you do yours, they do theirs. Xiaohe raised his head and was caught by Chen Qingtian, who taught him a lesson. Xiaohe hurriedly lowered his head and did push-ups. 1,000 push-ups didn't look like many. It's hard to do, especially 1,000 at a time. Do it separately, it can be done. 1,000 push-ups in one afternoon, if you are quick, it will be done soon. Come on, Sengoku, you need to speed up. You can't let Xiaohe look down upon you, Sengoku, you can't rest. Sengoku, go ahead. 2 teenagers climb the mountain, Sengoku, a little harder than in the morning. Don't rest, get tired, stop. Stand for a while, continue to go up, not tired, how effective. And Garp, climbing up like a mad dog, never gets tired. With the first lap done, Garp jumped into the abyss. Then he quickly ran down the mountain and saw the hard-working Xiaohe, who was doing push-ups hard. Garp squatted down to watch for a while, and he applauded beside him, little crane, come on. You can do it, Xiaohe. It's just 1,000 push-ups. I'll finish it in a while. Ruthless ridicule, let's make another comparison, you are very good. Xiaohe was ridiculed, so he speeded up, at least he couldn't be weak in front of Garp. Oh, so fast. Little crane is amazing. Little crane, come on. Garp wanted to continue to stimulate Xiaohe, but he was frightened by the eyes of his father next to him, so he hurriedly carried the boulder to climb up. The wooden stick is very powerful, and one beating is unbearable. Chen Qingtian shook his head. Garp is such a bastard, he doesn't know how to be sympathetic. I don't know how he found his wife later. The future of my old Chen family is entrusted to him, so I don't feel at ease. 998. 999. 1000. After finishing 1,000 push-ups, Xiaohe lay down on the ground. Regardless of whether the ground is dirty or not, she is tired and just wants to lie down. It took just over an hour before and after, and she did it very quickly. Forcing himself to do it, Chen Qingtian saw it in his eyes and felt pain in his heart. Is the little girl now starting to roll in? 3 introverted little guys, they crazily introvert themselves. I'm done, uncle. Xiaohe finished his rest, stood up and spoke loudly. I deliberately said it to the 2 people who climbed the mountain above. Did you see? I, Xiaohe, will complete the task very quickly. Hurry up, I want to ask for additional exercise tasks myself. Involved. Here we go. Uncle, I want to add exercise tasks. Eh? Chen Qingtian smiled. Okay, let's do another 1,000 squats. Xiaohe. Why another 1,000, are you having trouble with it? Sengoku heard, didn't stop, and set off quickly. Damn it. Xiaohe even asked for more training tasks, how could I stop? Sengoku, you are really undeserved, you are here to become stronger, not to rest. Not crazy, how to become stronger? Go, Sengoku. Over Garp, today. Break through yourself and complete self-salvation. Successfully introverted a person. Sengoku set himself the goal of climbing the mountain twice. Rush. Garp, ignited by Sengoku's enthusiasm, hastened his pace too. Don't get complacent about being ahead of them. Although really proud. Damn, I can't be surpassed by them. I'm going to stay ahead. You are crazy, and I am crazy too. Lousy doesn't believe in evil, I'm crazy, not as good as you two. I, Garp the Fist, see above. Duck. The 3 introverted talents crazily introverted their own people, causing everyone's enthusiasm to burst. They are all working hard and setting new goals for themselves. Chen Qingtian is not free either, he is also training himself. The powerful pressure made him very uncomfortable, and it increased every day. Adapted, increased. His physical strength is improving every day. He could feel that his body was very hard. The effect of the fruit increases the most during the initial period. It will gradually decrease later, and as your development level increases, the intensity will continue to increase. The enhancement of Zone Devil Fruit is not as obvious as the increase of Devil Fruit of the other 2 departments, and there is no sudden unrivaled power. Step by step, Chen Qingtian develops Devil Fruit every day and exercises his physical skills. Hockey cannot be left behind either, and the training of armament hockey and observation hockey cannot be missed. The observation hockey exercise came to the back and has a big effect. In the battle, the role of observation hockey is very important in the early stage, and others can't attack you at all. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian, Devil Fruit, Zone Turtle Fruit, 3. Skills. Iron Body LV13, Finger Pistol V11, Moonwalk LV7, Shaving LV8, Tempest Kick LV8, Paper Arts LV5, Armament Hakilled 5, Observation Hakilled 4. Observation hockey and armament hockey have increased several levels, and with the arrival of Xiaohe, the increase is more obvious. Tonight will be a night of big explosions, and Chen Qingtian is looking forward to it. You all go inward, I am the one who benefits. The devil fruit development level has increased by 1, which is still a long way from 100. Chen Qingtian is obscenely developed, so don't worry about it for now. Small islands, no big pirates will come. Mighty pirates go to New World, where they vie for the throne. In the turbulent sea area, all kinds of pirates continue to slaughter. The strong annex the weak, and the weak bully the weaker civilians. Looting, slaughter, everywhere. Report uncle, I did 1,000 squats. Xiaohe is full of enthusiasm. She has completed a new task, and she needs to add tasks. Sengoku also came down. He looked at Xiaohe, and then at himself. The speed increased and the sky darkened. There's still some distance to climb, don't waste time, Sengoku. Cheering himself up, Sengoku charged. The battle begins. Fighting without gunpowder is the most terrifying. Let's take a rest, we are also ready to go back. Xiaohe shook his head. No, uncle, I can continue to exercise. Chen Qingtian patted the dust off Xiaohe's body, and said, combine work and rest. Today's workload is already a lot, don't you want to be unable to get up tomorrow? Don't be too crazy on the first day, otherwise, you will regret it the next day. Generally speaking, if you exercise too hard on the first day, you will be very tired and painful the next day. It's not good to have a strong physique, their muscles are already used to that kind of exercise intensity. Xiaohe shook his head. It's okay, uncle, that's nothing. Xiaohe asked repeatedly, but Chen Qingtian could only give her a new task. Run up the mountain, empty-handed, without fighting boulders. Adapting to the journey in advance, Xiaohe heard the words and quickly climbed the mountain. Run up. Very tired. On a steep hill, Xiaohe couldn't help but ask when he ran to Garp, Garp, is this your 4th time? Garp smiled and said, yeah, how do you know? Xiaohe. I'm counting. Sengoku's 2nd lap, your 4th lap, it's amazing. After Garp heard Xiaohe's praise, he couldn't see his eyes with a smile. Ha ha ha. I'm definitely stronger than Sengoku, Xiaohe, you have vicious eyes, you can see it at a glance, ha ha ha. Garp's careful thinking is well known to passersby. I didn't want to say it at first, but since you saw it, I didn't intend to hide it. Garp, managed to break through the 4th lap. Am I proud? Do I have it? Xiaohe was speechless. Sengoku was speechless. Chen Qingtian was also speechless. I couldn't help complaining in my heart. What a silly son, don't say that I am his father when you go outside.